The Beck Express rolling here in Blacksburg. Guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. Blacksburg in their blue tops, yellow numbers, yellow pants. They will be moving right to left. Pulaski with white tops and cardinal pants. Was told by my roommates Jake Tabor and Marcus Johnston that it is not red, it is cardinal this week, and it's going to be a lot of fun. They got those golden domes on, and this is going to be a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, it should be a good game, and as we saw here, Pulaski won the toss, and they've accepted. They want the ball. They want to put that explosive offense on the field first, but you know what? The Bruins got a pretty explosive defense as well, so we should find out exactly where we're going to get going right off the bat.
The Bruins only allowing single digits the last 3 weeks. And the guy teeing it up, he has committed to James Madison, where he's going to be doing a lot of the same thing. His brother at NC State, so you got a lot of golden toes in that family. The Bruins got it teed off. They're going to be moving from right to left, if you're familiar with Bill Brown Stadium, from the field house to the concession stand. Wise has got the ball teed up, and he will get things underway, and it looks like the Cougars will take it on the 1. I believe that is number 7, E.J. Horton, and Horton will get out to about the 25-yard line, and that's where Pulaski will start things off here, Brad.
Yeah, actually a decent run back there for Pulaski, very close to being a touchback. You know, that's one of the weapons that Camden brings to the table, but just a little bit outside the goal line right there.
Pulaski will take things over with 11:56 left here in the first.
Big first and 10, Pulaski County.
Cougars lining up. They have Deuce to their right. Akers in the gun. Sends a man in motion to his left. Awaits the snap, claps his hands. He will roll left. Akers, he will pitch after getting leveled. He will give it over to Nowlin, and Nowlin is close to the first down, but man, did he take a hit there.
Yes, he did. Looked like Tyquest Terry and Cole Epperly in on the tackle right there, right on the sideline. Looked like Pulaski was wanting a little bit of a late or a hit out of bounds, but you know, I think it was just carrying it out.
First, that was enough for the first down. Pulaski going to try to do it again. Deuce to the left. One-on-one coverage over here to the right. Akers barking signal, sends a man in motion to his right. That is Nowlin. He claps, awaits the snap, rolls to his right. He's going to throw it right across the middle of the field. Tyquest Terry's going to make the tackle. The receiver was Kellen Dalton, and that's going to be right at the 50-yard line.
That's one of his top receivers right there, Kellen Dalton, and he's going to look for him quite a bit tonight, along with Eves.
Dalton has 329 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. Like you said, Brad, he's going to be a target all night. Pulaski ball on the Blacksburg 49, 11:36 and counting here. Akers in the gun, sends a man in motion. That will be Dalton. 2 receivers to the right. Akers will roll right. He is pressured, and he's going to be brought down by Cole Epperly. A big play there by number 18, Brad.
Big time sack right there by Cole Epperly. That's exactly what this Bruin defense needed. That's a big loss of looks about like almost 10 yards.
That's going to be brought back all the way to the Pulaski 42. Big heads up play there by the junior. It's going to be second and 19. And that's just what this Bruins defense needed after a pretty good start here by the Cougars.
Well, yeah, the Cougars got off to a couple good plays right there, but you know what? These Bruins aren't going to back down. They know exactly what they got at hand here, and they're going to bring it.
Akers in the gun, and I believe that Pulaski's going to call a timeout, their first of the ball game here, Brad, and I think we're going to take one with them. Blacksburg football right here on 105.3 The Bear.
I drive because the hours are flexible.
I drive because the money is great.
I drive for BT, you can too.
Akers' pass is completed over here on the right sideline to number 8, Mason Clark. And that will put the Cougars back where they were before the sack. And that's just one of his favorite targets.
Yeah, he just sort of threaded the needle right there. There were some Bruins around, but couldn't quite get a grip on it. And he picks up the pass. Josh Van Gilder in on the tackle. Decent pickup. Brings up 3rd and 7 here for the Cougars at the Blacksburg 46.
Cougars are in the gun. Akers sends a man in motion. Nallen in the backfield to his right. And he's now accompanied by Horton, and the play's going to get stopped before things even get going here. It's going to be a penalty on Blacksburg, and that is going to be an offside penalty. So it will be 3rd and 2 from the 41 now for Pulaski.
I wasn't exactly sure who that was on. Somebody must have lined up, I guess, in a neutral zone. I didn't really see any movement up front.
Ball be spotted 5 yards downfield.
3rd down and 2.
3rd down and 2.
Pulaski moving into Bruins territory here. Akers in the gun. A wing over to his left. He's going to send Horton in motion. Horton now in the backfield. Akers rolls out. He's going to pitch it over to Horton. Horton's got the edge. He's going to get the first down, but he's going to be met by Tyquest Terry. And that could have been a big gain there if it wasn't for Mr. Terry.
Yeah, good open field tackle right there, Tyquest Terry. That's why he's in that location. And very good tackle. It looks like it's going to be enough for a first down. They're going to move the chains all the way down to the 38-yard line of the Bruins.
Pulaski in the huddle has had no trouble moving the ball here early. 9:54 remains in the first quarter. Akers lines up in the gun once more. He's got doubles on both sides. He awaits the snap, changes the call at the line. Akers still in the gun. He claps his hand. He's back to pass. He's rushed. He will find his receiver. That is Horton again. He's going to be pushed out of bounds by Brian Mitchell right there at the 32-yard line, Brad.
Yeah, decent pickup right there. You know, the Akers young man is sort of showing what he's made of right here. Haven't really went deep yet, just sort of some little flat passes and picking up some yardage. And, you know, we talk about it being a passing offense, but it's really the same thing as a running offense, except we're just throwing it because it's, 5-6 yards at a time.
Absolutely. This, like we said, this Pulaski offense moves quickly. Akers again in the gun. He's got deuces on both sides. He sends Horton in motion. Horton will stay in the backfield. It's going to be a flag. Play stop before the ball was snapped, and it's going to be another offsides call on Blacksburg. So 2 offside penalties here for Bruins in early going.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic right here, this defense. Just getting a little bit over anxious, trying to get out into space a little bit quick, and I believe Mr. Akers must be doing a hard count or something to get that jump, but they'll get that figured out.
Cougars with the ball. First down and 10 from the 27. Akers barks out signals, looks to his left, looks to his right, sends Horton in motion once more. Horton. They're going to roll out to the left. Akers in trouble. He's going to be brought down by Brian Mitchell.
30 on the tackle. Great job right there. Great job right there. Brian Mitchell as well as Gideon Driscoll in on the tackle. No room for Cade Akers to run on that play.
For the Bruins, number 30, Brian Mitchell.
That's going to be a loss,
Gideon Driscoll.
a 10-yard loss, I believe. That's back to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, this is exactly what the Bruins need. We've dealt with this throughout the year. Sometimes the defense has sort of bent it, but they haven't broke, so they got to stay strong right here on this particular play.
Akers in the gun once more. Akers with the ball. He scrambles around. He's going to go long for the first time tonight. He's got Horton, and it's going to be over his head, out of bounds.
Good coverage right there on the play. Noah Ramsey down there foot for foot.
Third down here for Pulaski from the 37-yard line. 3rd and 20. The Cougars need a big play here if they want something going.
Make some noise for this third down conversion.
Big time third down right here, as you said, Brady. At this point, Coach James, if Blacksburg can find a way to stop him right here, he's got to make a decision here whether he'll go for it on the next down.
Bruins fans on their feet here at Bill Brown. Akers in the gun, tailback to his left. He drops back, he searches, he's pressured, and he escapes a should-be sack, and he's going to escape another one, but Epperly's going to get him behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be a 4th down for Pulaski. What a stop there by the Bruins defense.
I tell you what, that's what you want to see right there. You want to see the Bruins just swarming. He just didn't have a chance to do anything. They were all over him. And he thought that he had escaped, and the next thing you know, there comes Van Gelder, couldn't quite get him, and then the other inside backer, Epperly, comes and cleans it up for a 1-yard loss.
4th down here for Pulaski. It will be Ryan Castle on to kick a field goal, and man, this is going to be a long field goal, Brad.
55-yard field goal. I've seen Carson Wise make one of them.
55-yard kick. The ball is down. The leg is going to be short. And the defense of Blacksburg will hold. The Bruins offense will come on the field, but man, what a kick there.
Absolutely. He's got a lot of leg. I mean, that young man, just to be able to go out there and take that opportunity for a 55-yard kick says something, and he wasn't too far off there, but nevertheless, the Cougars turned the ball over on downs to the Bruins, so now we're going to see the Bruin offense take place. We've talked about it before. That defense sort of bent, but they didn't break. They dug down when they needed to and had a couple big plays there.
That defense in midseason form, it is midseason. Blacksburg with the ball. Johnson in the backfield. And it looks like he's going to be the lone man back there. Logan Hudson in the H-back position. He's got 2 receivers to both sides. He sends Beck in motion. Johnson will give the handoff to Beck. Beck across the line of scrimmage, and he's going to gain about 6 yards there.
Good job right there. You just see basically the jet package right there with Colton Beck. He came from that side and was trying to get him sort of full speed going around the edge. Good containment right there by the Cougars, but not before he's able to pick up 6 yards, Brady.
Number 50, Alex Akers.
2nd and 4 from the 26 for Blacksburg. Johnston rallying the troops to the line. He has Beck to his right in the backfield. Johnson in the gun. Receivers to his right and left. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Johnson will find Terry across the middle. Here comes Tyquest. Tyquest going to get tackled at the 39-yard line. It looks like number 9, Jasiri Eves with the tackle for Pulaski.
Grant Johnson, Tyquest Terry showing they can do a little bit of pitch and catch as well. And, another little short pass, but then Tyquest picks up some yardage after the catch.
It's like we heard in the coach's interview earlier. We're going to see a lot of the same from both sides of the field tonight, and that makes for an exciting ball game. Johnston looks to the sideline, gets the play call in from Coach Wells and company before assuming position. He's in the gun. Hudson at the H-back, sends Beck in motion. Beck from left to right. Johnson's going to call his own number. He's across the 40, across the 45, and he's going to be brought down there by number 9, Eves, once more for Pulaski.
Good hard run right there by Grant Johnston. Faked the handoff there to Beck, as you said, and the defense sort of shifted over and left a lane for Johnston to pick up 7 yards.
2nd down and 3 from the 47. Blacksburg threatening to get inside of Pulaski territory. Johnson awaits the snap from Elliott. Sends back in motion left to right. Fakes the handoff. Johnson will look. He will throw long. He's got Terry wide open on the sideline, and Tyquest is going to get the catch. They're going to say it's incomplete. That would have been a nice little pickup for the Bruins there.
Yes, it would have. Definitely close over there. It's on the far side of the field, so that official had a better advantage point than we did. I thought that he had sort of pulled it in, but I guess he evidently did.
3rd down and 3 for Blacksburg. 6:06 remaining in the first quarter. We are still scoreless here at Bill Brown. Ball on the 47. Johnson in the gun, Beck to his right, 2 receivers to his right. He's going to hand it off to Beck. Beck's across the 50, and that's going to be enough for a Blacksburg Bruin first down. Let's not forget that is a Fisher Law Firm first down.
Yes, it is, and it was a good-looking Fisher Law Firm first down. I tell you what, Colton Beck, he almost broke that right there. They just barely got a hold of him, but he could have made it through that initial contact. He would have taken it to the house right there because there's nobody behind him.
Blacksburg inside Pulaski territory. 5:54 remains in the game. We are scoreless. Johnson in the gun. Hudson at the H-back. Beck to his right. They're going to hand it off. No, they're not. Johnston across the field to Tyquest. Here goes Tyquest Terry. One man to beat. Tyquest Terry will get in the end zone. It's Tyquest time in Blacksburg. That is a Blacksburg physical therapy touchdown. Blacksburg Bruins 6-0 early here, Brad.
How explosive is that young man, Tyquest Terry? I tell you what, Grant Johnston hit him right in stride, and then the next thing you know, Tyquest does the rest on his own. They looked like they had him, and then it's just like Tyquest has got another gear. It's like overdrive for him, and I mean, he takes it right to pay dirt.
We've seen that a lot from number 6. We saw his big game last week. He's picked up right where he left off this week. Camden Wise will be on for the point after attempt. Sheeler with the hold.
Number 6 is one of the best football players in Southwest Virginia, no doubt in my mind.
Absolutely he is, and we got him another year, so that's a lot. That's really exciting to look forward to. Wise on for the point after attempt. Sheeler fumbles the snap. Sheeler's going to roll to his left. He's going to pass to his right over to Drew Babcock. Babcock's going to be stopped, and the point after attempt is no good. Blacksburg on top, though, 6-0 with 5:39 remaining in the first quarter. You are listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Batter up. All in. Batter up. And number 7, E.J. Horton.
All right, kickoff by number 8. Touchback and touchback.
And the kickoff by the Bruins goes into the end zone for a touchback. Ball come out to the 20-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Cougars.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 20.
Thank you very much, Andrew. That is your River Ridge Dermatology sideline report, and it's been pretty daggone good the past 2 weeks.
Yes, it has. I'm telling you what, that young man has got a future ahead of him.
He absolutely does. Carson Camden Wise, my bad there, sends the kickoff through the end zone. It's a touchback. Pulaski will bring it to the 20. It looks like Akers will be in the gun with a running back to his right. He sends Horton in motion. He's going to roll to his right. It's like an option play. Horton gets the ball, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds by Babcock. But I think he picked up at least 2 or 3 there.
Yeah, he picked up some yardage there. Good open field tackle by Drew Babcock, though. I mean, sort of trying to keep that containment. Does a pretty good job of it right there. Again, a 3-yard pickup, but great job by Drew Babcock getting ahead in front of the runner and knocking him out of bounds.
3-yard line.
Pulaski will get the ball on the 23-yard line. It's 2nd and 7. 5:33 remaining in the first quarter. Blacksburg with a 6-0 lead. Thanks for tuning in with us here on The Bear. Akers with 2 men in the motion right now. He's got Looks like Eves is back there in the backfield. He sends Horton in motion once more. Akers claps his hand off to Eves. Eves around the right corner will be tackled by Drew Babcock after a pickup of a couple.
Good job there by Drew. That's just positional football right there. As you know, he's playing that outside backer position, and he's got to keep containment right there, and he does a great job of it.
3rd down and 4 from the 26, 5:14 and counting here at Bill Brown Stadium. Big 3rd down here for this Blacksburg defense. 5 minutes and counting. This Bruin crowd on their feet once more. Pulaski sends subs in and out. And they are lined up and ready to go. Akers in the backfield, the lone man. He's got deuces wild. He drops back. He gets a quick throw over there to Mason Clark, and that's going to be enough for the Pulaski first down, pardon me. But that's just what this Cougar offense has done so far, just a bunch of quick slants here early, Brad.
Yeah, just had a little slant right there, just sort of found the open space. And, you know, a lot of times that's what you tell your receivers, you know, find a green space right there, and that's exactly what he did and is able to pick up a big first down for the Cougars.
Clark adds to his 402-yard campaign this season. Akers in the backfield. He has Eves to his left. Horton in motion once more. They're going to roll left. Akers stops and cuts it back up the field, and he's going to be tackled for a loss by Drew Babcock there. Big play there by 11 once more.
Great defensive series right here for Drew Babcock. First series, it was Cole Epperly. Second series right here, it's Drew Babcock.
That will be a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11 from the 33 here for Pulaski. Akers jogs to the sideline to get the play from Stephen James. And we've seen that all evening long. Pulaski with a lot of receivers to choose from here. It's just like pick your poison if you are a Cougar fan. Looks like Eves is going to line up in the backfield to the left of Akers, and there's going to be another flag. And we'll see what the referee says. It looks like it's going to be another offsides call on the Bruins. That's their 3rd penalty, their 3rd offside penalty.
Yeah, somebody must be lining up off sides. I don't know exactly what's going on there.
We've not saw that very much all year, but that's 3 consecutive penalties on the same call on the Bruins. Official winds the clock, and we await this 2nd and 6th play now from the 38. Akers in the backfield. Eves to his left. He claps his hand. He drops back to pass. Here come the Bruins. Escapes one tackler. Akers is going to just throw it out of bounds. And it was no intended receiver around, I guess, if you wanted to say that was intended to Noah Bradley, the tight end.
Incomplete Cougar pass.
Yeah, there really wasn't anyone there, but there's a flag. Official just throws a flag down. Not exactly sure.
It's thrown on the field.
And this could be very well intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding.
Against the Cougars for
And
intentional
that's what we
grounding.
thought very well it was, Brad.
Yeah, that's a good call too. There was no one there. And, it's based upon whether they get outside of the pocket or not. I don't think that he did. Chase Orndorff had the pressure coming from that defensive end position. And, he was Cade Akers just trying to get rid of it. Big-time penalty right there because not only does it move them back, but that's a loss of down as well.
Absolutely. So it will be 3rd down here and long for the Cougars. I think it is now on the 30-yard line of Pulaski. It's 3rd and 14.
For the
PA announcer once again this crowd on its feet. And it's a big 3rd down here for this Bruin defense. Akers in the gun, running back to his right, sends a man in motion. He looks downfield. The pressure is felt. Akers rolls out of the pocket to the left. He motions his receiver to go on down the field. He's going to look for Horton, and that pass is going to be broken up by Colton Beck. That's 2 good athletes over there.
Yes, it sure is, too. Actually, 3 great athletes over there. You got Brian Mitchell also in on the coverage as well. And once again, the defense does its job.
For the Bruins.
Big stop there by the Blacksburg Bruin defense, and Coach Brandon Compton's got to be shaking his head. He likes that. We will see Ryan Castle again for the 2nd time today. Maybe not. It looks like we got a different punter. That looks like number 6 to me, Connor Martin.
Onto the field to punt.
And that's going to be our punter right now. And it's a high snap. Martin will get the kick away. It's a booming kick. It will be fielded. And it bounces off the chest of Tyke West Terry. The Bruins are in trouble, and the Cougars will recover it. I believe that is number 9, Jasiri Eves, all the way down to the Blacksburg. What yard line is that? That is the 17-yard line of the Bruins. And, man, that's nothing but a big pass for the Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an unfortunate turnover right there. Tack West went up to catch it. It hit his pads, and it sort of bounced up. Tack West went to go back to try to catch it, and, a little bit of wet conditions. We had a little bit of rain here this past week, and he lost his footing, and it just bounced right down through there, and Jasiri Eves is right there to pick it up.
Pulaski right where they want to be. Akers will be in the gun. 3 receivers to the left, the tight end to the right here from the 17. Eves in the backfield with Akers. Akers sends Dalton in motion to the right side. Akers will hand off to Eves. Eves will get around the corner, breaks one tackle, and he will be tackled by number 4, Noah Ramsey, after he gets down to the 13-yard line.
It's a good job by Noah Ramsey coming up on that particular play to seal it, but not before he's able to get 5 yards. Takes it all the way down to the 12-yard line, 2:51 and counting here in the first quarter.
Second down and 5. Blacksburg leads this one 6-0, like Brad said. 2:44 now in counting. Pulaski right where they want to be. They are knocking at the door.
Second down and 5 at the 12-yard line.
Well, this Blacksburg team, this defense has held so far. They know that they can do it again right here.
They sure do. I mean, they've stayed tough all season long.
Akers will send Horton in motion. Akers in the gun. Eves to his left. It's going to be Trips left. They're going to hand it off to Eves once more, and it looks like Eves is going to gain a couple, but not until he is met by Cole Epperly and Drew Babcock there. It will be third down, and I don't think he gained anything there, Brad, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 12 again.
Yeah, not a lot of room right there. Good job there by Babcock and Epperly.
Number 18, Cole Epperly.
The Cougars knocking on the door once more. This clock is running.
No gain on the
Feels
play,
like
brings
Pulaski
up
has
3rd down and
had the
5.
ball the majority of this first quarter, Brad.
Well, this is a big down right here. We know that they have a good kicker, but if we can try to stop them right here and turn it into a 4th down territory, that would be a big win. I mean, our backs are against the wall.
Akers will be in the gun once more. Trips to the left for Pulaski. Eves box up on the left side. Akers bobbles the snap. He's throwing to his left. He has a receiver open in the end zone. That is E.J. Horton. And Pulaski has tied the ball game here at Bill Brown Stadium with 1:32 remaining in the first quarter. A nice little play there by the Cougars.
Yeah, very good little play right there, and a couple good athletes going at it there. Tyke West Terry and E.J. Horton. And good pitch and catch there between Cade Akers and E.J. Horton.
That is Horton's 9th touchdown reception of the year, Brad. And this PAT could put the Cougars on top here late in the first quarter. Ryan Castle is on to kick the PAT. Second time we've seen from him today after he missed a 55-yard field goal. Castle's kick is almost blocked, but it is through the uprights. Pulaski County takes a 7-6 lead with 1:32 left in the first quarter. You are listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Pulaski County takes a 7-6 lead here in the first quarter. Let's go down to Andrew Alex, our River Ridge Dermatology sideline reporter.
One on the reception. An onside kickoff. Ball is at the 31, I think.
Thank you, Andrew. Blacksburg will get the ball on the 32 after a small return. 1st and 10, a minute 31 left in the first quarter. Johnson in the gun, claps his hands, sends Beck in motion to his left. He's got 2 receivers to his right. Johnson will find Thomas Coffey, but it will go incomplete. Coffey getting the rust off after it's been 7 ball games since we've seen number 88 run across the field.
Yes, it has. Thomas Coffey was injured against Giles in our first game of the season, and he's been rehabilitating, and he's back out there on the field. So good to see Thomas out there.
Good to see the 6 foot, 185-pound junior out there. You know that he has definitely missed this Bruins run. Coffey over here to the side closest to us. Johnson claps his hand. He's in the gun. Beck's to his right. He's going to hand off to Beck. Beck's going to go up the middle, and nobody's going to catch him. Here goes Cole Beck, the Beck Express, rolling here in Blacksburg. What a run. That is a 68-yard touchdown run by Colton Beck, Brad.
I'm telling you what, when he made it through that first initial line, that was it. He was gone, and nobody is going to catch him. As you said, the Beck Express is in full factor tonight.
The Beck Express here in Blacksburg, a 68-yard touchdown run, and man, that kid has got some wheels. 12-7 your score with a minute 19 remaining in the first quarter, and after a drive that Pulaski just had with that score, there's no better way to respond than that right there. Wise will be on to kick the PAT. Sheeler the hold. It's down, the kick leg through, and it is up and good. Blacksburg will take a 13-7 lead with a minute 19 remaining here in the first quarter. And we're going to keep it here.
Brings your score to Blacksburg Bruins 13.
Carilion Clinic Sports Medicine in Blacksburg is open every Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. and now through November. Whether it's a sprain or a strain, we are here for all your post-game needs. Call ahead for an appointment at 540-961-8061. Walk-in appointments are also available by registering between 8:30 and 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Carilion Clinic, supporting you on and off the field. And let's go back down to Andrew Alex. What did you see there, my man?
Line did a pretty good job of that play, though.
Bruin fans, don't forget the Bare Necessities is open until halftime. Come get your Blacksburg Spirit wear.
What a play there. What a drop.
It sure is. I tell you what, that offensive line opened up the hole for him, and you know, I could have ran through there. I don't know that I could have ran as fast as Cole Beck, but I believe I could have ran through there.
Tom's saying I could have ran through there. I don't know about that. Maybe a few years ago. Man. Wise has got the ball teed up. Blacksburg moving from our right to left. Wise's kick is in the air, and it's going where the majority of them have been all year. It's a touchback once more.
Yeah, I don't think, Brady, if I'd have been on a motorcycle, I could have got there faster than Cole Beck did.
I mean, that play might be up there. I say all the time in the pre and post game show, I go back to that play against Giles, and I say Beck was through the safeties before they even knew the ball was snapped, and that was very similar to what just happened just now against this Cougar defense, and we could have a shootout here.
We very well could, but I tell you what, you know, the defense's backs was against the wall right there, and Pulaski took advantage of it, but defense has played pretty well all night so far.
That Cole Beck Blacksburg physical therapy touchdown was a 68-yard dash. Akers in the gun for the Cougars from the 20-yard line. He fumbles the snap, and he's going to fall on it. And Cougars escaped disaster there. That could have been pretty rough for Akers and the Cougars, but Driscoll was right there to stop him.
Yes, he was. It's going to be a loss of about 3. Going to move the ball back to about the 17-yard line.
Also, the player bring up second down and 13.
That's a 3-yard loss
at their own
here.
17-yard line.
Cougars moving left to right. Akers runs the play in from the sideline. And the Cougars are ready to go once more. Akers with the ball. He's in the gun. He claps his hands. He rolls to his right. He's got 3 receivers. He's got E.J. Horton wide open, but it's just going to go through his hand and dropped, and there were about 2 or 3 Bruins there in coverage, so that was going to be a hard catch to make anyway.
It was, but I'm going to tell you what, that Akers young man's impressive. He put it right on the money. That ball should have been caught.
Absolutely. This Akers guy, if you're not here in the stadium watching this, he runs around, he's running out of the pocket, and he is not losing his composure. He keeps his shoulders square, and he's delivering that ball just like a dart, and he runs the play back in here.
He sure is, and for some of you local folks out there, if the Akers young man, his dad is Chris Carter, and if you remember from Christiansburg, Chris Carter was a well of a football player.
Akers in the gun once more, running back to his right, trips to his left. He's back to pass. He's got a hole, and he's going to take off. Akers down the field. He doesn't take off. He's going to throw it out of bounds. That pass was intended for Dalton, but it was way out of bounds. Thought Thad Wells might make a catch on that one.
Yeah, probably a poor decision right there on Akers' part. I know he's trying to get the ball down the field from a passing perspective, but he had enough green grass that he probably could have picked up a first down right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a big hole. You could have drove a truck through there, but it's going to be 4th and 13 from the 17 for the Cougars, and it's going to be, once more, it's going to be Martin who's going to punt from his own 4-yard line. Tyquest, Terry, and Colbeck back on their own 45. Martin gets the snap, and that's a big kick, and it looks like Beck will field this. Beck will run to the right sideline, and Beck, I don't know, man, oh man. I thought he was going to go all the way, but he gets tackled by number 50, Dylan Porter, just across the 35-yard line. Nice little return there by Beck.
Yes, it was. I'm going to tell you what, that was quite a collision right over there as well, and Colton Beck didn't back down.
That Porter kid from Pulaski is going to be one to watch, folks, for a while. He's already 6'4", 240 pounds, and he is just a sophomore. So that's going to be a name we might hear called for the next 3 years. Blacksburg with the ball on the 33-yard line, 1st and 10, 18 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Blacksburg up by 6, 13-7 your score. Johnson in the gun. He sends Beck in motion left to right. Johnston back to pass, and there's going to be a flag before the snap, and it's going to be a false start. That is the 4th 5-yard penalty before the play for the Bruins.
Yeah, just got a little bit jumpy right there. It looks like Johnson and Terry are talking to each other. Might have been a little bit of communication right there between the two, but they're getting it worked out right now. 1st and 15, 17 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We've seen them score in as little a time as 14 seconds.
We have, and even maybe less than that if we went back and look. This Bruins team is ready to strike no matter what. Johnston in the gun once more. Hudson at the H-back. Beck to his right in the gun. Snap back to Johnson. Johnston will throw it, and it's going to be swatted down there by Jalen Nowlin, the defensive end over there for the Cougars. And, man, he had Drew Babcock over there on the right sideline, and if that ball doesn't get back down at the line, that could very well have been 6.
It very well could have been. But I tell you, Babcock was open. It was right in the lane. The defensive end got up and jumped it.
Blacksburg will signal the play in. It looks like it will be Beck to the right of Johnson in the gun once more. 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to your right. Johnston claps. He gets the snap. Beck rolls out. Gets it to Noah Ramsey. Ramsey's going to reverse upfield up the middle, and he's going to be met by a host of Cougars right on the 35-yard line.
It's a good little screenplay right there. The lineman that came out was able to pick up a few yards on the play, but still not exactly what we want. It's going to bring up 3rd and long here as we finish the end of the first quarter.
That is the end of the first quarter. Blacksburg leads this one 13-7. Second quarter coming right up. You are listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Warnesor and Michael Joyce.
And it's going to be Johnson running around, and he gets the catch. He throws the ball. Oh my goodness, what a catch there by Josh Van Gelder right there on the 3-yard line. Johnston was running around to his right. He was getting tackled as he was going down. He lets the ball go, finds Van Gelder, who tiptoes the sideline. And wow, what a play there by the Bruins, but it looks like this one might be coming back.
I believe it's going to come back. I believe Grant Johnson had actually went past the line of scrimmage on that particular pass, so that will be a loss of down, and it will move them back.
And that's going to be a 3rd down for Blacksburg. Man, what a play there by Johnston. Logan Hudson will come out. Van Gelder and Coffey will run in. It looks like it will be
go against the Bruins for an illegal forward
trips
pass.
to the left for the Bruins. They put the ball down on the 35-yard line, 4th and a long way to go. Looks like about 4th and 17. It looks like Johnson's going to be the
As a result of the
man
penalty,
in
they'll
the
bring up 4th down
backfield.
and 17 for the Bruins.
He's got trips
Ball
left.
spotted at the Cougar
Beck's going to stay back
35-yard
there
line.
with him. And Coffey to the right. Blacksburg, Johnson barks the signals. He drops back, eludes one tackler. He's going to take off to his left, and he's going to throw it to Tyquest Terry. And Brad, I believe he was over the line of scrimmage once more.
He sure was, just by a couple yards. He's rolling and trying to pick up a little bit of space right there, and unfortunately he stepped over the line once again. So that will move Blacksburg back 5 yards again. So it'll bring up a 4th and 22.
Or will that be a turnover on downs with the loss of down? I believe that's what the case is going to be. That's going to be Pulaski County.
Yes, it is.
First
You are correct.
down. And that's a tough way to go out if you're Blacksburg. Two plays in a row with illegal procedures.
Ball be turned over to the
But
Cougars.
the ball will go over to the Cougars with 11:41 left in the 2nd quarter. Blacksburg leads 13-7 here at Bill Brown Stadium.
Grant Johnston came off the field there just sort of touching his helmet. He knew that it was just a mistake that he made, and sometimes you're going to make those mistakes, and you know, it is what it is, and you just move on. You don't see that type of play very often to where it's a turnover on downs on a penalty.
1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
Cougars with the ball on the 45-yard line. Akers in the gun once more, trying to take the Cougars to what they hope is a lead. He sends Dalton in motion. Cougars with trips right. Akers will roll to his right. He's got a receiver open. He's got Horton. There goes Horton. He makes a man miss, and he will be tackled by Babcock right on what looks to be the 30-yard line of Blacksburg. Wow,
Yeah,
what a play there.
Yes, it was, and I tell you, Cade Akers was getting some pressure right there. Took a hit as he threw the ball, but he sort of hung in there tough and made the connection with E.J. Horton, and Horton sort of planted that right foot and made that cut to the left, and he's looking pretty good out there.
This Pulaski offense is as good as advertised, folks. It will be Akers in the gun once more. Allen to his left, trips left. Akers going to roll to his left. He's going to be pressured, and he's going to be brought down by Gideon Driscoll right at the 36-yard line. Nice heads-up play there by number 55 there. That was Chase Orndorff instead of Gideon Driscoll.
Yeah, those five sort of run together right there, but great job of that defensive end. Chase Orndorff coming in and making a big-time play, and once again, that defense was swarming. There was really nowhere for him to go. Epperly was coming from the backside, and Orndorff was here, and he just had to eat it.
At the Bruin 36-yard line.
2nd down and 16. The clock is running here at Bill Brown Stadium. Pulaski knocking on the door again. Sends a man in motion. That is Horton. We've seen Horton in motion a lot tonight. Akers will roll to his left. He's being pressured, and he will throw it across the middle. It was intended for Dalton. It was broken up by Tyquest Terry. A flag comes in, and it looks like this might be defensive pass interference.
And I'm going to tell you what, I hate to say it, but I just do not agree with that call. That was a terrific defensive play by Tyquest Terry. He kept his left hand off of the receiver and came in with his right hand and knocked the ball down. That is not a good call by that official.
Very questionable there to be sure. But what an athletic move there by Tyquest Terry. Not a lot of people could even make that play.
No, absolutely not. And all the more reason. I mean, you have a high school athlete that can make a play like that. You can't penalize him with a penalty flag.
Cougars get a 2nd down and 1. It looks like they are on the 21-yard line. Akers again in the gun. Looks like Nowlin to his right. Akers will back pedal. He will go to his right. I believe that is Horton, number 7. Horton's going to get the 1st down, and he's going to be tackled by another 7, Josh Van Gilder.
Yeah, good job there by Van Gilder coming in on the tackle. Was initially hit by Babcock. He sort of slipped away, and Van Gilder comes to clean it up.
Bruins, number 7, Josh
You know, Brad, we talked about in the coach's interview about this RPO-style offense that both Pulaski and Blacksburg have. How exciting is this offense? And Coach Wells said it's exciting to see this offense come to the area. I mean, how many more teams do you think might adopt this throughout the years?
Absolutely. I mean, it's an exciting thing. And, you know, traditionally Southwest Virginia, it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
That is true. Akers in the backfield. Akers fumbles the snap. He's in trouble rolling to his left. He's being chased by a bunch of Bruins, and he's going to be brought down by Tyquest Terry, and that's going to be a big loss there for the Cougars. What a play by the junior.
Huge loss right there. I tell you, Cade Akers has got a little speed, but he doesn't have Tyquest Terry's speed. Tyquest he holds his ground right there, and there's no way for him to go. And a big-time loss for the Cougars all the way back to the 32-yard line.
That's going to be 2nd and 24 for the 32. 9:37 remains here in the first half. Blacksburg up 13-7. Akers trying to get back up the field here. He's in the gun. Nowlin over to the right. He's got 2 receivers to his right. He's got 1 to his left. Akers will throw it long, wide open to Horton, and Horton will find the end zone. Touchdown, Pulaski County Cougars on a 32-yard pass from Akers to Horton, and that has been called a lot tonight.
Yes, it has. That's a dynamic duo right there. I couldn't really tell. It looked like one of the Bruins had slipped right there and left him open.
9:18 left in the 2nd quarter, and this one is tied up right now. PAT is pending, but we got a good ball game here at Bill Brown.
As good as advertised.
Number 22, Ryan Castle takes
Castle is on for the PAT. He awaits the snap. Hold is down. Leg is through, and Castle's PAT is up and good. Pulaski retakes the lead 14-13 with 9:18 left in the 2nd quarter. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Before Castle tees it up here for the Cougars, we're going to go down to the River Ridge Dermatology sideline reporter Andrew Alex. And it looks like Beck's going to go around the...
Cole Beck with a big kickoff return for the Bruins. Takes it from his 5-yard line, finally pushed out of bounds by number 1, Kellen Dalton. But there is a penalty flag on the return, which does appear to be
Thank you, Andrew. Big return there by Beck. What a play there by the senior speedster. We've seen that a lot from him. And Do we have a penalty marker?
Yeah, it looked like they called a block in the back here on that particular run, so it's going to move the Bruins back. It's a spot foul, so the spot looked like it was about the 48-yard line of the Bruins, so it's going to move it back to what appears to be the 33-yard line.
Blacksburg will start from their own 33-yard line.
33-yard line.
With a 1
First
point
and 10
deficit.
Bruins.
Blacksburg with the football. Johnston in the gun. Beck to his right. 2 receivers to his left. He's got an H-back and a receiver to the right. He's going to hand it off to Beck, and Beck is going to be popped in the backfield there by number 50. I remember I said we'd be talking about him a lot tonight. That's Dylan Porter, the sophomore.
Yeah, he's a good-looking football player.
That will be 2nd and 10. No gain there by Beck. You don't say that often, folks. Johnson looks to the sideline, gets the play called in. This has been a physical football game, Brad.
Oh, it's a great high school football game. We knew that coming in. I mean, both teams 6-1. You know that it's going to be a good football game.
Johnson in the backfield. Johnson claps his hands, looks to his right. He's going to scramble out of the pocket. He looks downfield looking at Terry. He sheds one tackler, and he's going to get another one. And I think he may gain 1 at the most before being pushed out of bounds there by, it looks, number 6. That is Connor Martin.
Yeah, I was able to pick up a little bit of yardage there. Brings up a 3rd and 7 here, 8:09 and counting in the second quarter.
3rd and 7 from the 36. Blacksburg makes some substitutions. In comes Van Gilder. He will slide out left with Tyquest Terry. The Bruins still looking to their sideline. Coffey and Babcock will line up on the right. Deuces on both sides of the field. Beck lines up to the right of Johnston. Johnston in the gun once more. 3rd and 7. Johnson claps his hands, awaits the snap, steps back, looks to his left, scans the field, throws it to Van Gilder. Van Gilder breaks the tackle. Here he goes, folks. He's got one man to beat. Tyquest Terry leading, blocking, and Van Gilder is going to be into the end zone for a Blacksburg physical therapy. Blacksburg Bruins touchdown. What a pitch and catch there by the Bruins.
Great job there. Pitch and catch from Johnson to Van Gilder. But the thing that was most impressive to me, we talk about Tyquest Terry and his elusiveness when he's got the ball in his hands. But look what that young man does when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. Terrific blocks right there on E.J. Horton. That's going to be a matchup we see all night. And he wasn't going to let Horton loose. And that's exactly what helped score that touchdown.
It looks like it's going to be a 2-point conversion. Blacksburg up 19-14, 7:32 remaining in the first half. Looks like it's going to be one of these muddle huddle formations as well. Ran that a lot in high school, but we never actually kept the lineman over out there by the hash. It looks like the snap's going to go to Terry. Terry's going to pitch it to Johnson. Johnson's going to find Ramsey. No, he's not. That's going to be batted down by number 6. We've called his name a lot tonight, Connor Martin. And the point after attempt is no good for Blacksburg. Blacksburg takes a 19-14 lead. We're going to keep it right here. It's time for another update from Carilion Clinic. Do more with Carilion Clinic's Institute for Orthopedics and Neurosciences. Whether you're hiking the Appalachian Trail, kayaking the New River, or spending times with the ones you love, there's more to do in our region than ever before. For more information, visit CarelionClinic.org/ion. And Brad, this has been a back-and-forth ball game. It's been as quick as advertised.
And 3rd place, 250.
Yeah, it's just 2 good football teams going at it. That's got some pretty good athletes out there on this field. You know, we've talked about the Blacksburg athletes all season long, but I tell you, Pulaski's got some very good athletes too. You know, Cade Akers, E.J. Horton. I mean, those are fine-looking high school football players.
E.J. Horton with his 2 receptions tonight. Those add up to his 10th. Reception or 10th touchdown reception for Pulaski. Blacksburg after that touchdown. 7:31 remaining in the second quarter. Wise with the ball teed up
for the
here.
Bruins after the 64.
Here for the Bruins. 7:31 remains, and we can probably expect a Wise touchback here, Brad.
We sure hope so.
Wise boots it into the air, spoke too soon. It's dribbling down the field, and it's still going to be a touchback. That thing bounced from the 25 all the way to the back of the end zone.
It sure did. I mean, when you have a strong leg the way Camden Wise does, you know, a lot of times it doesn't matter if it's in the air or on the ground. It's gonna move.
Pulaski will regain possession here in hopes of regaining this lead, and man, this has been fun to watch here early. You know, a lot of history with these two schools. You got Blacksburg. They've been coming into their own the past 2 years, and you know, you talk about the state championship team that you were on, Brad, and then you got this Pulaski team, and man, what a program Joel Hicks built over there, and it looks like Stephen James is getting back to what that program is used to.
I agree.
7:31 remaining. Sends a receiver in motion. Akers will hand off to Eves. Eves will take it up the field. He's going to be met by Noah Ramsey. Man, that was a collision, but it was after a 5-yard pickup there by Eves. And Pulaski running the football once more.
Yeah, and I believe Van Gilder was also in on a tackle there. But like you said, picks up 5 yards.
Like you mentioned to me in the press conference, the pregame. Pulaski County football, 3 yards in the cloud of dust, and that was very familiar right there for Cougars fans and football fans across Southwest Virginia. Here come the Cougars again. 2 receivers to their left, 1 to the right. Akers will send the lone receiver in motion. That is Horton. Eves to his left. He's going to hand off to Eves one more. Eves has got a hole, and he's going to gain about 4 more yards, and I think that's going to be a 3rd and 1 from the 29.
Looked like Babcock in on the tackle there, as well as Chase Orndorff.
I feel like we've said their names a whole lot tonight. Babcock having a heck of a game there on the defensive side of the football.
Yes, he is, and doing a good job of containment right there, and that's a big portion of that position.
3rd down and 1 for the Cougars. Big 3rd down play here for Blacksburg, trying to stop the momentum from Pulaski. Akers in the gun, 2 running backs. He's got Nallen and Eves. Nallen gets up to the line. Eves sends him in motion. Akers, the Cougars don't like what they see. They're going to call a timeout. Timeout Pulaski, 6 minutes and 5 seconds left in the ball game. In the second half, I apologize.
Well, I tell you what, it's a good job right there by the Cougars, just sort of coming out to a ground game, and you know, they're big up front, very big up front. I think we're quicker than they are, but they are big up front, and that's what they were sort of doing on this particular past couple plays, is just using that size to their advantage.
And you look at their offensive line, 280 pounds, 240 pounds, 250, 240, and 270. Not one player on that offensive line is under 6 foot either.
That's exactly right. They grow them big in Pulaski.
That's right. You got the corn-fed boys, man. Southwest Virginia. It's
Cougars,
but that is a big O-line.
Where it's a big 3rd down.
Out of the timeout, here comes Pulaski. 3rd and 1 on the 29-yard line.
Cougar 29-yard line. Let's make some noise.
Akers in the backfield. Lone receivers to both sides. Nallen in motion. Eves to the right. Akers will roll to his right. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to dive ahead. And I think the officials are going to give him the 1st down.
Yeah, it's a good run right there by Akers. I mean, he was coming through there and picks up enough yardage to move those chains, I believe.
Akers very aware of what's going on. That's why the junior has played so well, coming all the way from Arizona to the hills here in Southwest Virginia. And the Cougars are going to try to do it again. 1st and 10 from the 32, 5:58 and counting. Blacksburg on top, 19-14. Akers in the backfield, in the gun. Running back to his left, trips left. He rolls left. Akers will square up the throw. He's going to let go of it, and it's going to be intercepted. Oh, man, such a close interception. Drew Babcock had that one, and he dropped it. Man, that Blacksburg sideline wanted a penalty or something right there,
Yeah,
Brad.
I believe they was wanting a holding penalty. Chase Orndorff was coming from that backside pressure, and I think they were wanting a holding penalty, but unfortunately the officials don't give it to us. Brings up a big 2nd and 10. That would have been huge right there if Drew could have found a way to grab a hold of that one.
That would have stopped Pulaski's momentum in the tracks. But we live to play another down. 2. 2nd down and 10 for Pulaski. 2 backs in the backfield with Akers. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Akers will take the snap. He will roll left. He slips a tackle, throws a dart right at Horton, but that's going to be broken up by Colton Beck. What a play there by the senior safety.
Yeah, good job there by Beck.
Coverage for the Bruins.
Great defensive coverage there. Looked like Akers was going to try to pause there and cut it back. But he elects to throw the ball, and the defensive coverage in there very strong by number 32, Colton Beck, on that particular pass.
Third down and 10 for Blacksburg. For Pulaski, pardon me. Can the Bruins get another big third down stop here? Here comes Pulaski in the gun. Akers with a tailback to his right. Lone receiver right, two to the left. Akers back to pass. He feels the pressure. He lets it go. It's going to be caught over there by 88, Blevins, and that's going to be short of the first down. And will we see Pulaski punt it away here with 5:26 left in the half?
Terrific job there by Noah Ramsey out at that corner slot in the defensive back position. Allows him to make the catch, but comes up as soon as he makes the catch and makes a terrific tackle there and brings the punter, number 6, Connor Martin, out for the Cougars.
Martin out to kick one more time. He has been on there 3 times, and he's a pretty good little punter. Beck, the lone returner in the backfield. Martin's going to take off running with it, and he's going to be stopped by 55, Chase Orndorff. And man, that was a well-designed fake punt, but the Bruins sniffed that one out before it worked out.
That's a big-time play for that senior right there on senior night. Chase Orndorff not getting fooled there, and comes up with a big hit, and wow, I tell you what, that's terrific field conditions right there for the Bruins. They're going to pick it up on the Cougars' 40-yard line. If we can strike right here, we regain all the momentum back.
Blacksburg will get the ball on the 40-yard line. Johnson waits and gets the call from Wells and staff. And it looks like things are a go. Hudson is the H-back, back to the right. Johnson's going to hand it off to Beck. Beck's going to plunge forward. There's going to be a penalty flag come in after a host of Cougars take Beck to the ground. And you would think that is either an offsides or a false start, maybe even a holding.
I think it's probably a holding. That's coming from the umpire there. Generally, that is a hold. Actually, it's going to be a face mask against Pulaski. So that's we've had so many penalties against us tonight, Brady. It's sort of nice to see it against the Cougars for a change.
The 5-yard face mask there against the Cougars will move the Bruins to the 25-yard line. And Blacksburg is knocking on the door. 4:48 left in the first half. Blacksburg leads this one 19-14. And here comes Blacksburg. Johnston in the gun. He takes it, hands it off to Beck. Here comes Beck through the second level, and he's going to be tackled after a gain of 9. I believe that he's down to the 27 or 26 there.
Yeah, it's a good hard run there by Colton Beck. Big-time tackle by Raymond Williams.
Williams came into this ball game with close to 60 tackles. Pulaski's leading tackler according to the Roanoke Times. Saw that this morning, so he's a pretty good ball player. Johnson will take the snap once more, hands it off to Beck again. Beck will take it right up the middle and be met by a host of Cougars. And we'll see who got him there on the pile.
I tell you what, I think these Bruins are showing that they can do a little bit of ground game as well. That's another probably 3-yard pickup there, and just straight ahead, nothing fancy, just going right at them.
Came to Mariotti with the initial hit there for Pulaski. It is second down and 8 here for Blacksburg. 4:05 and counting. Johnston in the gun, back to his right. Johnson pulls the handoff. He's in trouble, and he's going to be brought down there by number 20, Noah Odell, on the sack. That's going to be about a loss of 3, but a big play there by the...
Yeah, came from that backside right there, and just from that backside in, we weren't able to get a hat on him, and you don't want your quarterback taking too many hits like that.
Odell, the 6'2", 175-pound junior, in on the sack. 3:29 left in the half. Johnson in the gun, back to his right, trips right. Johnson claps his hands, steps back, lets this one go. Over the middle to Van Gilder. Van Gilder sheds a tackle, sheds 2 tackles. He's carrying some folks. And man, that young man was not going down. It took about 3 guys to get him down. What heart there by that young man.
I'm going to tell you what, when you talk about heart, you talk about leadership, you talk about number 7. Again, another big senior moment right there for Josh Van Gilder. Your back's against the walls on offense. You haven't been clicking too well. Who do you go to? You go to the reliable ones, and number 7 has always been reliable every time he stepped on the field for the Bruins.
First and 10 on the 13. 2:58 remains in the first half. Beck with the ball. Runs straight ahead, and he will be tackled by a host of Cougars. It looks like Mariotti is going to be one of the first to get off the pile, as well as number 70, Cody Talbert. Talbert, a 6'1", 240-pound junior. Blacksburg leads 19-14. Bruins knocking on the door one more time. 2:37 and counting. Bruins look to the sideline to get the call. Trips left for Blacksburg. Beck lines up to the right of Johnson. Tyquest Terry, the lone right receiver. Johnson looks right to Terry. Terry is going to get into the end zone. That is going to be a touchdown for Blacksburg. A Blacksburg physical therapy touchdown. The Bruins add to their lead after a 10-yard dart from Johnston to Terry.
That's a great play right there. I was actually right before the play. I was getting ready to say the middle's open on a slant. And they, you know, Coach Johnston and Coach Wells read my mind, and they, you know, when Terry takes that right foot and plants it and makes that cut, they're not going to keep up with him, and Johnson puts it right on the money.
2:23 left in the first half. Wise's point after leg is through, kick is up, and it is good. Blacksburg takes a 26-14 lead here in the second quarter. You are listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
I'm Bob Lowe. I've been working for BT. I worked 8.5 years, and then I left for 4.5, and then I've been back about 9 months. There's something about driving a bus to me that I think just appeals to people, because when I worked for Xerox for 38 years, and I used to tell my buddy, I said, one of these days I'm going to drive the two-town trolley. Then I retired, and a year later I applied for a job here, and doing it since then. Well, I just love the people here. There's such a diverse group of people, and I've met people from all over the world, all different types of education levels, and from gardeners up to doctors, you know. So it's a fun job. It's good people to work with, and if you sit around the house and watch TV all day, you can get out here and have some fun instead.
Two passing plays with one sack in there for Pulaski, with the final play being a pass from Remington to Tyquest Terry for a 10-yard touchdown, bringing your score 26-14 Bruins. And here's some run back, back now bring it.
Dalton will get down to the 20, that is the 30-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. And we're going to go down to Andrew Alex really quick.
Back to the Pulaski.
Returns it out to his own 31-yard line. Making the stop for the Bruins, number 7, Josh Van Gilder. Be first and 10, Pulaski County.
Two minutes, 16 seconds left here in the first half. Blacksburg with a 12-point lead. Pulaski with the football. Akers in the gun. He steps back, throws to his right, over to Dalton. Dalton's going to cut it up. He's going to get the first down, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds by Noah Ramsey. Good quick strike there by the Cougars, Brad.
Yeah, I tell you, Keelan Dalton, he's a quick young man. I remember watching him all the way from the youth ranks up. He's always been a playmaker, and he's proven it here again tonight. He's a senior for this Pulaski team, and he's one of their go-to guys.
Pulaski on the 43-yard line. You can tell it's late in the season because these numbers and the lines on the field are getting faint. Pulaski in the gun. Akers calling the shots. He's got Nowlin to his left, trips left. He's back to pass. He's getting rushed by Driscoll. He escapes the pressure. Akers going to lob it up and just over the head of Keelan Dalton. And man, I'm impressed with this quarterback, Brad.
Oh, he's impressive. You know, I mean, you know, there was a lot of word on the street of how good he was when he's coming in. Sometimes you never know everything that you hear. You know, somebody's coming from out of town. They're going to be big-time recruits, big-time players. And but I tell you, folks, this is a fine high school quarterback right here.
Second and 10 on the 43 of Pulaski, trying to get into Bruins territory with 2:03 left in the second quarter. Blacksburg with the lead. Pulaski trying to cut into that lead. Akers feeling the pressure. He's just going to throw it up. He's got a wide open Horton. It's over his head. And let me tell you, Terry was step for step with Horton, but man, that could have been a big play for the Cougars.
Yes, it could have been. I tell you what now, Horton's showing his speed right there too. I mean, we said it already in this half a number of times, but that is just two tremendous athletes going at it right there.
Brings up another opportunity for Bruin fans as this brings up 3rd down and 10 at the Cougar 43-yard line. Let's go, Bruin fans. Let's make some noise.
And the Cougars will get the play, and they will run it in. 2 minutes left here in the half. Looks like the Blacksburg coaches wanted the clock to stop a little bit sooner than it did. But 26-14 your score. The Cougars, there's going to be an official meeting at the middle of the field, and I guess that's going to be maybe about that clock because that Blacksburg sideline was pretty adamant getting it up here.
Gives you a little extra time, folks, to buy your 50-50 tickets.
Yeah, well, you know, Blacksburg's thinking you stop them here on 3rd down, they got a punt. We got time to score again. And so I understand it looks like they're going to put some more time on the board here.
We're waiting to see what the official signals up here to us.
Oh, actually, they took time off the board.
They took 6 seconds off the clock. It was 2 minutes, and now it's 1 minute 54 seconds. So might be to the distress of the Bruins. Anyway, it is 3rd and 10. Akers waiting the snap. He's in the gun. He points to the backers, calling out coverage. Trips left. Here comes Akers. Akers back to pass. He feels the pressure. He rolls left. He's being pursued by Epperly. Akers is going to let it sail out of bounds. And it looked like Andrew Alex almost made the catch down there, Brad.
That's a good try right there. I'm telling you, I know he's got good hands.
Yeah, got good hands, got a good voice. And looks like Nate Calhoun's giving him some tips down there.
Well, you know that's All-American tips right there. Going back to the play, though, huge pressure right there from number 18, Cole Epperly, on Cade Akers. He had nowhere to go. Brings up a big 4th down and a punting situation here for the Cougars.
Here comes the punt for number 6, Martin. It's going to be returned by Terry. Terry's going to take off. Here comes Tyke West, and he's going to be leveled back at the 35-yard line by number 45, Matt Click, the 5'4", 175-pound freshman. While we're at it, 2 more with Carilion Clinics Institute for Orthopedics and Neurosciences. For more information, visit CarelionClinic.org/ION. Blacksburg with the ball with 1:43 left in the half. And you know, Brad, we saw this Bruins team do something very well, and that's been score before the end of the first half, and this is an eternity for this Blacksburg offense.
It really is. I mean, you know, we've seen them do a lot of damage with a little bit of time.
And here they come. Trips to the right. Beck lines up to Johnson's right. Lone receiver left. Here comes Johnson. Johnson's going to throw it to Van Gilder. Van Gilder's going to truck a man, and he's going to be brought down by number 33, Raymond Williams, after he runs over the punter that we've been talking about a lot. Number 6, Connor Martin. He also serves as a defensive back. But the Bruins are on the 46, and they are knocking on a door. 1:32 and counting. They hand it off to Beck. Beck trying to bounce it outside. Beck splits a couple of defenders. Here he goes. Will they catch him? One man to beat. It's the Beck Express in Blacksburg. 20 seconds into the drive. The Bruins, they found the end zone with 1:22. Beck from 54 yards out. This young man, what can he do? He can do it all, folks. 32-14 your score. Wow, Brad, what speed there by Beck.
Brady, that was a 21-second drive right there. 2 plays, pass from one pass, and then Beck with the run there.
I tell you what, the one thing that you see there, Beck had the initial contact. They hit him just a little bit beyond the line of scrimmage, but he kept those strong legs pumping. And when he bounced it outside, they had the angles, but they could not catch him.
Wise on for the PAT to put Blacksburg up by a little bit more. Wise's kick, leg through, ball up, it is good. Blacksburg takes a 33-14 lead, 1:22 left in the half. You are listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Number 1, Kellen Dalton. Number 26.
Blacksburg's got it teed up. Wise's kick is up, and that looks like it's going to be another touchback for the Bruins. We're going to kick it down to the River Ridge Dermatology sideline reporter, Andrew Alex.
Ball will be spotted at the Cougar 20-yard line, where Pulaski will have it, 1st and 10.
$19-point lead for Blacksburg with 1:22 remaining in the first half. Akers wants to get something going here for Pulaski. We saw that they could score quick, and Akers wants to make another attempt here in the first half. Akers in the gun, trips left, running back left. He hands it off to number 10, Jalen Allen. He's going to be met by a host of Bruins. Over there, it looks like Ethan Krickenberg, Cole Epperly, and a lot more of the Bruins over there.
Yeah, definitely his initial contact. Josh Van Gilder was the first one in on it, and he wasn't going to get any room right there.
Looks like somebody's going to call a timeout. I didn't quite see the signal. It looks like it's a Blacksburg timeout.
I think it is a Blacksburg timeout. I tell you, Brady, real quick, the one thing that I want to mention, you were talking about the crowd, and it sounds like it's quiet over there. What an unbelievable crowd it is here tonight. All the fans from Pulaski's came out, and what a pleasure it is to see these Blacksburg fans here in full force tonight. And, I've said it many times. I can remember back a few years back to where we didn't have many fans out here, and it's just such a great thing to see the community back out supporting this program and these young men, supporting the band, supporting the cheerleaders, and that's what you want. That's what builds your school. That's what builds your community. And right now, this is just a great high school atmosphere.
Absolutely, probably the second largest crowd here to that Salem game. I mean, we got folks up around the fence. We got a full bleacher here in front of us. We got the away bleachers over here across the way from us. It's a hard place to find a seat here tonight. But the teams return to the field with 1:12 remaining here in the first half. Akers with the ball. He rolls to his left. He pitches it over to Dalton, and Dalton's going to be taken out of bounds by Van Gelder.
Pitch around the left side.
And it looks like some extracurriculars, but it will not be seen by the official.
Yeah, there's a little bit of extracurricular activity right there after the play. A little bit of a late hit there on Ethan Krickenberger. You have to be careful with that. Sometimes when you get down a little bit, you get a little frustrated and those types of things. We as the Bruins got to remain under control and stay focused here.
And that's how high the emotions are in this rivalry game, Brad. 49 seconds left in the half. And it looks like trips right for the Cougars. He has Nowlin to his right, he being Akers. Akers in the gun. Akers will roll to his right. Nowlin picks up a blocker. He's going to pitch it over to Dalton. Dalton's going to cut it back around field. He's in trouble. He makes a man miss, makes another man miss. He's going to be slung down by Tyquest Terry and Gideon Driscoll, and it looks like he might be a little shaken up. He's slow to get up here, but he landed right on that ball with every bit of 400 pounds probably coming down on him with those two Bruins.
Well, I tell you, we talked about Keelan Dalton and the player that he is, a playmaker, but that defense is just sort of showing you how quick they are too, and if one or two doesn't get them, the other ones are, and that's going to bring this half to an end right here, Brady. Pulaski's just walking off the field. They're letting the clock spin out.
On the count of three, everyone run into the water. Ready, set, go. Make it rain. Go insane, go insane. Throw some water, make it rain on them. Hand, monkey walk, hand. What kind of tree do you want to be? Orange tree, grow so tall. Can you stand up? Chop, timber. Good job. Chop, timber. Good job. Show me those kicks. Show me those paddles. Let me see those arms. Where are those arms? Use those arms. Get those arms up and out. Get those arms up and out. Kick, kick, kick. Paddle, paddle, paddle. Use your arms. Let me see paddle, paddle, paddle with your arms. Yeah! Good job. Everyone follow me. Go. Good. Next.
It looks like we are getting ready to start the second half. Andrew's going to head back down to the sideline for us. Been doing good as always. Frank's over here still trying to get the numbers punched for us. We appreciate him and all his hard work, as well as Tom Bibbins and Tom Ralston. We appreciate those guys, and we're glad they are on our side. But we're getting ready to kick off the second half here from Bill Brown. Blacksburg on top 33-14. Pulaski and Ryan Castle's got this ball teed up, and they are ready to kick this thing off. And it is a squib kick, and it's going to be number 1, Chaz Sheeler. He gets the squib kick, and he's going to take it all the way for a touchdown to start this second half. Chaz Sheeler is in the end zone for the Blacksburg Bruins. Wow, what a play.
I mean, I'm telling you, how many times has that happened to the Bruins here? You know, it happened with Josh Van Gilder last week. Here it is with Chaz Sheeler. You know, we talk about a couple players that have tremendous speed on this team, but I'm telling you, from a team perspective, we are fast. And, you know, when you make a mistake like that, they're going to make you pay for it. So 6 seconds into the second half here, the Bruins put it back on the board again with a quick touchdown by Chaz Sheeler, number 1.
39-14, your score here at Bill Brown Stadium. 6 seconds off the clock. Blacksburg takes a 39-14 lead. Wow, and they are getting ready to add to a lead, I do believe. Wise's kick is down, leg is through, kick is through the upright. 40-14 your score here at Bill Brown Stadium. Blacksburg on top of Pulaski. We'll be right back with more Blacksburg Bruin football on 105.3 The Bear.
So have you applied for any jobs yet?
Nah, I'm just gonna sit all day.
So am I.
Don't just sit. Sit profitably. Drive for BT. Make $13.22 per hour.
Back here at Bill Brown Stadium. Remember, Carillion Clinic Sports Medicine in Blacksburg is open every Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. now through November. Whether it's a sprain or a strain, we are here for all your post-game needs. Call for an appointment at 540-961-8061. Walk-in appointments are also available by registering between 8:30 and 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Carillion Clinic supporting you on and off the field. That last Blacksburg physical therapy touchdown was brought to you via Chaz Sheeler, and man, that was really cool.
Yeah, that's a good-looking play right there. You know, it's happened 2 weeks in a row. Van Gilder last week, and now Chaz Sheeler.
As Pulaski comes out to play their first drive of offense here, Brad. I would be remiss. I'll try to tell a story while we're calling here. I had a friend, lived in Richlands while I was growing up, went to church with me as Akers is here in the gun. Akers sends a man in motion. and he's in the gun back to his left. He's going to roll to the left. He's going to pitch it out to Nowlin. Nowlin's going to cut it up, and he's going to be brought down by Tyquest Terry. This Bruins defense is swarming, Brad.
I'm telling you what, Tyquest Terry had the first initial hit, then the next thing you know, Cole Epperly brings the hammer down, and then you got Van Gilder, and you just got a slew of them right there, and that's a big-time loss for the Cougars. Going to lose 3 on the carry right there. You know, speed is hard to stop. You know,
it is.
Ball be back at their own 23-yard
Pulaski with
line.
the ball on the 23-yard line. Second down and 13. Akers will line up in the gun. Trips to his right. Nowlin to his right, and he's got a long receiver to the left. He claps his hands. He steps back. He rolls to his right. He throws right. He finds Dalton, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. A gain of 1. The referee's still going to wind the clock. It's going to be 2nd and 12 from the 24-yard line. And the Cougars, after starting out really quick in the first half, this Bruins defense has sniffed that out, and they are playing well here to start this second half.
Yeah, no room right there to go for Dalton. Tyquest Terry along with Noah Ramsey in on that tackle for short gain. Big third down here, 3rd and 9 from the 27 of the Cougars.
3rd and 9 for the Cougars. Akers in the gun. Doubles to his left, his running back also from the left now, and picks up the block. Akers going to find Blevins across the middle of the field. He's going to be brought down by number 4 Noah Ramsey, and Blevins will get the Cougars a first down.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a good pitch right there. Akers had some pressure coming from the backside. The offensive line did a good job of picking it up and gave him just enough time to throw that dart over the middle, and the senior Braden Blevins comes up with a big-time catch.
46-yard line of Pulaski is this ball. 10-10 left in the third quarter, and the Cougars are trying to cut into this lead of what was once a neck-and-neck ball game. Here comes Pulaski. Nowlin will motion over to the left. 2 receivers on both sides. Sends Dalton in motion. Akers awaits the snap. He claps his hands. He hands off to Nowlin. Nowlin's going to be gobbled up in the backfield by Cole Epperly, and
looks like 81, Donald Norris. Number 18, Cole Epperly with the initial hit, and he was holding on for dear life, and then Donald Norris comes in and cleans it up.
A lot of 8s and a lot of 1s right there making that tackle.
Big time.
55, Chase Orndorff.
The Cougars lose 3 on that one. 2nd and 13 on the 43. 9:26 remains in the third quarter. Pulaski trying to get something going. This Bruins defense not having it, and man, oh man, they have been fun to watch, and to only allow 14 points so far with what they've put up, this defense is legit.
They really are. I want to give a little love there to Chase Orndorff, too. Chase Orndorff was in on that tackle. I couldn't quite tell exactly who it was, and we've called his name out a lot tonight.
Horton goes in motion for the Cougars. Akers back to pass. Akers looking for a receiver. He's going to throw long. He's going to find number 1 Dalton, and here goes Dalton. He misses a tackle, and he's going to be tripped up by number 30 Mitchell, and here come the Cougars, Brad.
Yeah, again, that's a great throw right there by Akers to Dalton. That's one of his playmakers. We've talked about it all night, and good looking pitch and catch there. And Dalton just sort of slid behind our defensive backs there, and Akers threaded the needle.
1st and 10 from the Blacksburg 23, 8 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and it looks like the officials are going to meet. I don't see any flags down anywhere, but what are we going to discuss here?
Not exactly sure. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a sideline warning against Blacksburg.
And that has always been...
There's actually not a warning. It is a penalty. Sideline penalty against Blacksburg. That's going to move the ball down.
I've always really thought that was an interesting penalty, even when I was in school. I mean, look, there's not real. All the players are on this blue tarp, and the coaches are out here in the coaching box. And I mean, I don't think that should have been a penalty there.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to coach without getting out there, to be honest. Takes it all the way down to the 11-yard line of the Bruins.
Akers back to pass. He eludes a tackler. He's going to take it, and he's going to be gobbled up by Van Gilder, and a big hit is delivered there by number 81, Donald Norris, and Josh Van Gilder's down on the play.
Number 3.
Yeah, it looks like Van Gilder's slow to get up right there. That's one that we don't want to lose.
For the Bruins, number 7, Josh Van Gilder.
And while
and
Van
number
Gilder is
81,
down,
Donald
we
Norris.
will take this time to
Injury
have
timeout on the
another
field.
message from Carillion
Injured
Clinic.
Bruins, number 7, Josh Van
Carillion Clinic's
Gilder.
Institute for Orthopedics and Neurosciences. Whether you're hiking the Appalachian Trail, kayaking the New River, or spending time with the ones you love, there's more to do in our region than ever before. For more information, visit carillionclinic.org/ion. We're going to take a break while the injured Van Gilder is down on the field. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Josh Van Gilder still sits down here, it looks like, on the 12-yard line after a big hit there. 2nd and 11 will be the down and distance when we get things resumed here. And they're still tending to Van Gilder. And what does it look like down there, Brad?
Well, the best that I could tell, it looks like they're possibly looking at his leg. Looks like Van Gilder's getting up now, getting some assistance to come off the field, but not putting any pressure at all on that right foot.
For Josh Van Gilder.
We will get our River Ridge Dermatology sideline reporter Andrew Alex down there to let us know what the situation is with Van Gilder. But it doesn't look like, if this is any indication, that Van Gilder will be back for the rest of tonight.
No, and I tell you, that's a big-time loss. You know, I've said it many times, when you look at heart, determination, what a high school football player should be, Josh Van Gilder is that person, number 7.
Absolutely tough as a bag of nails, absolutely. So, you know, when he goes down, he is really hurt. But for the meantime, it's back to football. Aiken in the backfield. Akers, sorry, he passes, and he's got oh my goodness, Horton was open. But what a hustle play there by Mitchell. He come a long way across the field to break up a surefire touchdown.
Great job right there by the sophomore. Horton looked like he had all day, and Akers just sort of threw it up there nice and easy. And did you see the closing speed on Mitchell right there? I mean, he closed in and bam, almost had an opportunity for the interception right there.
Very special play there by the sophomore. Man, that guy's got some wheels.
Looks like for the Bruins, in for Josh Van Gelder is number 44, Logan Hudson.
Hudson has seen a lot of time on offense this year. Akers claps his hand, snap back, drops back, looks to his right, and he's going to find Blevins inside the 5-yard line. It looks like all the way down to the 1, and Akers is going to run over to the sideline and get the call. But if you knew the Pulaski of old, this might just be a one-down plunge.
Yeah, it looks to me like it's going to bring up a 3rd down here. Or no, is it?
It's going to be a third down. I think this is an interesting call. I don't think they're giving them forward progress.
Nope, they are not. Looks like they're going to measure possibly.
They did give him the first down.
They did give it to him.
So it'll be first and
From the
goal
1 yard
for the
line,
Cougars.
here come the Cougars.
From the 2 yard
Akers
line.
will call his own number, and he will scamper into the end zone for a touchdown for Pulaski County to cut the lead to 20. 7:55 left here in the ball game. Blacksburg still leads at 40-20
Number 3,
after the 1
Cade
yard
Akers,
plunge.
cornerback
Cade
keeper.
Akers.
Just taking it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah,
Cougars.
that's a pretty impressive drive right there by Pulaski. A lot of throws right on the money from Cade Akers and hitting some of his playmakers, and then just sort of finds a way to plunge into the end zone.
Number 8, Mason
Castle is
Clark.
on for the PAT for Pulaski to cut the lead to 19. He awaits the kick. Blacksburg is going to be whistled here for the offsides. Looks like
Whistle on
Nyquist
the
Terry
play.
was a little excited to get off the
offside
line to try to
penalty
block that
against
field
the
goal.
Bruins.
Yeah, it looks that's what it appears. Yeah, defense it's declined,
Decline the penalty.
so they will continue to start this play over again. 22 Ryan Castle in for the kick for the Cougars.
Castle awaits the PAT. His kick is up, almost blocked, and it is up and good.
And the extra point attempt by the Cougars.
Extra point
is
attempt
up and
is good for Pulaski.
With
They cut the lead to
7:55 remaining
19.
in the third quarter,
Blacksburg
brings the
takes
score,
or
Blacksburg
keeps the lead
Bruins
40-21 after
Pulaski
the 1
County
yard plunge by
Cougars 21.
Akers. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
And the kickoff by the Cougars carries into the end zone for a touchback. Ball come out to the 20-yard line. Wait, first and 10 Bruins.
7:55 remaining here in the third quarter. Blacksburg 40, Pulaski County 21. Here in the third quarter. Here comes the Bruins with their first offensive possession of the half. Johnston in the gun, Beck to his right, 2 receivers to his left. Johnson claps, awaits the ball, sends Terry in motion. Here they come. Here comes Terry. Terry tries to make something happen. He's going to be gobbled up and pushed out of bounds there by number 62, Camden Mariotti. There, that potentially looked like it could turn out to be a pretty good play, but Terry just had nowhere to go.
Pulaski just did a great job there extending the defense out, and when you have a fast runner like Tyquest, that's what you have to do with him, and use the sideline as an additional defender.
On the play will bring up second down and 11. Blacksburg.
Johnson looks to the sideline
spotted at their own
as he has the
19-yard line.
majority of the night. You see the pink towel hanging from the belt of Johnson. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month all across the world. Something to remember there. Johnson claps back to his right. He's going to fake the handoff to back, give it over to Logan Hudson. Here goes Hudson. Hudson breaks another one, and he's going to be tackled by number 33, Raymond Williams.
Great job right there by Logan Hudson making the catch and just going straight ahead. And sometimes that's what you've got to do so you can pick up good yardage there. Not a lot of wiggle in the step, but he's just coming through from a powerful perspective.
Number 54, Brody Fields.
Here comes Blacksburg. 3rd and 3 on the 27. 7:49 in the third quarter. Johnston in the gun. Beck to his right. 2 receivers to his left. He's going to hand it off to Beck. Beck will run up the middle, and he's going to be stopped by number 50, Dylan Porter, with the initial hit. We'll see who else gets off the pile. And number 26, Gage Mannon, the safety, coming in to help take him down.
Looks like he's got enough for a first down. It's going to move the chains here for the Bruins. There's a big first down pickup right there, just so we can keep the chains moving and keep this clock spinning.
Here comes Blacksburg. A pitch and catch from Johnston to Ramsey. Ramsey's going to be taken out of bounds short of the 45-yard line by number 26, Manning.
It's good job there. Another good pickup. Good strike from Grant Johnson there.
2nd and 4 on the 37.
Gain of 6 on the play will bring up 2nd down and 4 for the Bruins.
2nd down and 4, pardon me. The Bruins taking some
Number 11, James Jackson
time here getting the play in. The clock is stopped. 7:31 on the clock, 10 on the play clock. Bruins will have to hurry to get a snap off. Johnston claps his hands, get the snap, fakes the handoff to Beck, almost falls down, escapes a tackle. Johnson's going to go long. He's got a receiver wide open and just over the outstretched arms of Noah Ramsey. Man, what a pretty play.
Yeah, it ended up, Grant lost his timing there a little bit. He had to step up in the pocket and he sort of lost his footing and he had to try to gather his footing again. He saw Ramsey getting behind the defenders. He was open and he tried to push it out there, but just Ramsey got a little bit twisted up, just wasn't able to pull it in. Big third down here, 3rd and 4 for the Bruins.
3rd and 4 for Blacksburg. 7:24 remains. Here are the Bruins. Johnson in the gun, 2 receivers to his left. He will fake a handoff to Beck. He pulls it back. He gives it to Coffee. Coffee gets a catch, and he's going to be stuck by 7, Horton, and number 26, Manning again. And I believe that's Thomas Coffey's first catch.
It is his first catch since the Giles game, and that's what you want to see, and that's a big one. It's going to move the chains again, takes it all the way up to the 45-yard line of the Bruins. 40-21 here, Bruins in the lead, 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Here comes Blacksburg. Blacksburg in the gun. Hand off to Beck. Beck's going to take off. He's going to be hit by a host of Cougars. And I'm believing that 50 Porter and number 33, Raymond Williams, will be credited with the tackle there.
Yeah, it's a good-looking run right there, though. I tell you, that offensive line's getting a good surge. They're staying low and pushing up through there. And I tell you, Colton Beck is running angry as well.
Ball on the 50. 2nd and 5 for Blacksburg. Johnson in the gun again. Cougars with 3 backers. Tyquest Terry in motion, and there is going to be a flag for a false start on Blacksburg. The penalty woes at the line continue for Blacksburg.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those things. You don't want to. We've had so many 5-yard penalties in this particular game. I mean, the good thing is they haven't been personal foul penalties, but just you got to get those things dressed up a little bit.
Absolutely. It's little things like that. And it hasn't been an issue for Blacksburg tonight on the scoreboard, but it's little things like that that can amount into big things that can hurt you down the road. Johnston in the gun. He's got Beck to his right, 2 receivers to his right, 1 lone receiver to the left in man coverage. Johnson hands off to Beck. Beck explodes through the line of scrimmage. He's rumbling, he's tumbling, and he's going to get down short of the first down marker. Connor Martin there with the tackle grab.
Good hard run there by Colton, and looks like we got a Cougar that's a little bit slow getting up. Actually, he got up and he went back down. Number 66, John Minnick, a senior for the Cougars. And they are going to stop the play here, and while the Cougars athletic trainers tend to Mr. Minnick.
Injured Cougars, number 66.
5:46 remains here in the third quarter. Blacksburg leads 40-21. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. You are listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
I drive because the hours are flexible.
I drive because the money is great.
I drive for BT. You can too.
Back here live at Bill Brown Stadium, John Minnick walks to the sideline on his own power. Always a good sign to see a young man that goes down, go off on his own power. 5:46 remains here in the third quarter. Johnston in the backfield in the gun. Beck to his right, Hudson the H-back. Hand off to Beck, goes straight up the middle. He's going to be met by a host of Cougars, but he's going to get the first down after he stopped by number 54, Brody Field. What about that?
Good hard run right there by Colton Beck, and good job by the offensive line finding enough room there to allow him to get it.
What a fun ball game. 5:28 counting here at Bill Brown Stadium. You talk about traditions all around Southwest Virginia. You have a lot of them here as Johnston is in the gun. One thing that I've always thought is you have that same guy for years over there with that flag for Pulaski County. Johnston in the gun, hands off to Terry. Terry leaps over a man, and he's going to be tackled by Minnick, who was just injured 2 plays ago. Good to see him back out on the field, but he's also tackled by number 20, Noah Odell.
He had a quick recovery there and comes in and makes his impact known right off the bat.
That is a big youngin down there, the 6'6", 6 foot, 280-pound lineman. And he could have picked a better number to wear. I used to know somebody who used to be a 66.
Oh, Mr. Hess, huh?
That's right, that's right. Johnston hit the gun. He rolls to his right like an option play. He's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to be met by Raymond Williams. And I think that he might get called for maybe targeting there, a little head-to-head there. Then that's the only thing I thought could happen.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. I think it is going to be targeting head-to-head.
Alex Akers, but there is a penalty flag up.
Definitely don't want to see Grant Johnson getting too many hits like that. He's such a crucial part of this team. Obviously, Josh Van Gilder has went out with an injury to his leg, and he's a big part of this team. We can't afford to lose another one.
And I assume that is a targeting call.
That is what it is. It's targeting head-to-head, helmet-to-helmet.
So how is that handled in high school as opposed to in college?
So there's no ejection for it in VHSL rules, especially for the first time. I'm not sure if it happens on the second, but a little bit different than college.
I guess it is treated just as a personal foul, and if you get 2 personal fouls, you are ejected.
Yes.
So 4 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Johnson claps, hands off to Terry. Terry busts through the middle. He almost broke free, but he couldn't get through the hands of John Minnick. Minnick, after his injury, 2 tackles in 4 plays.
Yes, he has. He's done a good job right there. Good to see Tyquest Terry in the backfield getting some touches there. They just sort of mixing it up a little bit. They slid Colton Beck out, brought Tyquest in, and when I say slid him out to the receiver position. And, that's what's so special about this little group. There's so many interchangeable parts,
Absolutely, and they all know each other well from playing with each other for years. Johnson gets the snap. He's going to throw it up. Coffee catches in the end zone, but there was a flag before the play, and that was another false start call for the Bruins.
Yeah, it's going to move us back. We had a 2nd and 3 right there, and
5 yards. Replay second down.
Second down and 8.
Just not real crisp. To be honest with you, all night we haven't been real crisp from the penalty perspective.
40 to 20.
As a result of the penalty, the new line of scrimmage will be the 22-yard line for the Cougars.
Johnson looks over
for the Bruins, 11 second down
for the call.
and 8.
Beck will be in the backfield with Johnston, the lone back. Blacksburg in a pistol formation. They send Terry in motion. They hand it off to Beck. Beck tries to bounce it outside. Breaks 1 tackle, but he's going to be brought down in the backfield by number 54, Brody Fields.
Yeah, not a lot of room right there for Beck to run. They, like you said, they faked the jet sweep to Tyquest Terry and then brought it over to Beck, and Beck just couldn't bounce it out. Looks like maybe Colton might be down right now. I think he might be cramping, I believe.
So too. He's down, sitting up, and looks like he's trying to stretch it out over there. The referees kind of got him boxed in over there, and here comes the Blacksburg trainers and the Pulaski trainers as Beck is down. He's sitting up and he's getting stretched out, and that's what it appears to be, is a cramp.
Yeah, and that happens. I tell you, it's funny. It happens with certain players more than others. My youngest son, Parker, for whatever reason, he cramps a lot. He drinks a lot of water. He eats bananas. He does a lot of things to try to curb it and to fuel his body. He eats healthy. But at the end of the day, when he's out there playing, he struggles with cramps. And, it's interesting. He takes mustard, before the game generally, and that seems to help take the edge off of the cramps most of the time. But it appears that Colton is cramping. They're trying to stretch him out. He's up and walking off on his own power, it appears.
There's nothing worse than a cramp. I remember it was always really strange. I never cramped up on a Friday night game, but I remember cramping up quite a bit. I'd come home, we'd play JV games on Monday night back home, and about 3 or 4 in the morning, my calf muscle felt like there was a softball there.
Right.
Nothing like it there. But Colton is walking off the field on his own power, and that's what it looks like. Was definitely a cramp. So we were glad to see that 32 is walking off, and hopefully he'll be back in the next couple of plays with the same luck that John Minnick had after his injury.
Yeah, that's right. He's definitely walking off slow. But hopefully he's okay.
3:18 left in the third quarter. Blacksburg on top of Pulaski, 42-21. Johnson in the gun, claps. Mitchell to his right, in for the injured Beck. Johnson steps back, rolls right, throws one up. Tyquest Terry is in double coverage, and that pass is going to sail out of bounds.
Incomplete.
And that's going to call for Camden Wise and the field goal team. Wise trying to get on the board here for the first time tonight from field goal range.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty decent field goal right here. It's going to be, looks like we had an ineligible receiver downfield, so there is a penalty.
That's going to back up this field goal even
further. They actually are declining the penalty, so it will bring up 4th down, and looks as if he is going to have a
4th down for the Bruins.
It's like a 42-yard field goal here for Camden Wise.
I believe that's the case. 42-yard field goal attempt for the JMU commit. Sheeler, the holder. Ramsey, the snapper. Snap back. Sheeler gets it down, leg through, ball up, and it is no good. No good for Camden Wise. The score is going to remain 40-21 with 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. And I thought it looked good from here.
Yeah, it did look good from here. We're at a little bit of a different angle here. But there was a couple kicks in the middle school game last night that I thought looked good as well. Trey Roberts doing a well of a job kicking this year for the middle school program. But unfortunately, the angle that we was looking at wasn't quite the angle that the officials were.
We're going to go down to the sideline for the River Ridge Dermatology sideline report with Andrew Alex to see what's going on with Cole Beck. Andrew.
Cougars will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Incomplete pass. 6.
In the meantime, Akers rolling left. He's searching, and he's brought down in the backfield for a sack by none other than number 18, Cole Epperly.
2 big-time sacks by that young man tonight, and that's what you got to do when one of your partners go down. You got to pick up the slack, and that's what Mr. Epperly did right there on that particular play. A big loss, a 7-yard loss, all the way back to the 13-yard line of the Cougars.
Epperly stepping up. He's played big all season long, but you think with the injury to Van Gilder on that defense, this young man steps up and is the leader of the defense. He's had a great year so far. Akers in the backfield. He's got a running back to his right, trips right, tight end to the left. Akers rolls to his right. He's got blockers. He throws it up, and it is just over the outstretched hands of Mason Clark. Man, he was open there, Brad.
He was, and I tell you, Akers put it right on the money again. I'm telling you, this kid is a good quarterback for Pulaski. They got a crown jewel when they received him from Arizona.
3rd and 17 from Pulaski's own 13. 2:13 remains in the third quarter. Pulaski getting up to the line, and our stat man Frank Long giving me the thumbs up. They've got caught up with the stats, and that is great. We're looking forward to having those at the end of the game. Big thanks to Tom Ross, Tom Bibbins, and Frank Long for working hard to help us sound a lot better and make some good radio. It's going to be a timeout for
taken out the field by the Cougars.
By Pulaski County Cougars, which gets me the story I was going to tell earlier. There was a guy that he was a member of my church. He was the second graduating class from Pulaski County High School in 1976 by the name of Ed Goforth. That ended up being one of the greatest friends I've ever had. His son's a little bit older than me. His son Jed graduated with that, and Richlands played Pulaski County in 2011 and 2012, and we had this running joke when we went to Pulaski in 2012 to Kenneth J. Dobson Stadium, that wasn't Kenneth J. Dobson Stadium, it was Ed Goforth Stadium, and we just had that running joke, and he thought that was hilarious. And then when I got on the Christiansburg broadcast and the Blacksburg broadcast, he texted, what's going on at Ed Goforth Stadium? What's going on at Ed Goforth Stadium? Well, he was one of the better friends I ever had, and he sadly passed away back in April, had a heart attack at 59, and thought about him a lot this week preparing for this Pulaski County team, and I thought I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that in this broadcast, but we definitely miss you, Eddie, and I had to give you that shout out. Akers in the backfield, he fumbles, and it's going to be brought down there by Babcock. I think that Blacksburg might have got that. They're motioning that they did.
Yeah, it looks like they're just laying on the pile, but the officials are saying it's a 4th down. They're trying to tell them to get on up. Looks like Cade Akers fell back on the football there. So another big mistake there by the Cougars.
4th down and 17 from the 10. The Cougars shoot themselves in the foot once more. They are down by 19. 4th and 20. Here comes Martin to punt it out of his own end zone. Looks like Colton Beck got the 5 seconds and more than he needed. He's back there on the B to return the punt.
Wouldn't it be something to see him take it back to the house?
On senior night of all nights. Big punt by Martin. It's straight up. And it's going to take a Blacksburg bounce. So you got a diving Bruin. I believe that was Raymond Williams diving in there with the heads-up play, because that thing was going to take a bounce and go at least 10 more yards.
Yes, it was. I tell you, Tyquest Terry came in off of that edge and almost got the block there for the Bruins, but the punter was able to get it off just in time.
Do more with Carilion Clinic's Institute for Orthopedics and Neurosciences. For more information, visit CarillionClinic.org/ION. Blacksburg will get the ball here on the 32-yard line.
32-yard line.
First and 10 with a minute 41 remaining in the third quarter. The Bruins would like to get this lead a little bit higher.
To catch up. We have done some work.
And look down here on the sideline after this play as Beck takes it right up the middle. And he's going to be brought down by number 20, Noah Odell, after a gain of 2.
Tell you, perfect field condition here, field position for the Bruins. Yeah, we do see number 7 standing out there for the Bruins. Looks like he's putting a little bit of weight on that foot, so that's good news there for the Bruins. See Josh Van Gilder back on the sideline.
Number 50. Alex Akers.
Johnson in the backfield. He hands it off to Beck. Beck will cut. He will jive. He will juke. He will get up to the middle. And he will be brought down after a gain of about 4 with 57 seconds left. He was brought down there by what looks like number 60, Chandler Dunnigan, the 6'2", 280-pound senior.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Mr. Dunnigan, that's been a name that's been passed down the road for a long time. One of the greats at Pulaski, Randy Dunnigan, actually played with our very own Chad Johnston at West Virginia University. Was a great football player.
Johnston will roll right. He's looking. He will find Logan Hudson, who runs over a defender right on the 20-yard line. I believe that was number 6, Connor Martin, that felt the wrath of Mr. Hudson. Number 1, Dalton, that felt the wrath of the 6'2", 185-pound junior who just lowered his shoulder.
Yeah, and he did a great job. He lowered his shoulder and was able to pick up a first down by lowering that shoulder. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You just go straight ahead.
Beck with the fake handoff. Johnson looking for somebody. He's going to find Babcock. Babcock with the sliding catch on the 15-yard line. Johnson was feeling the pressure there by number 52, Ben Arnett, and number 9, Jasiri Eves.
Yeah, he had some pretty good pressure right there, and looks like, Brady, that's going to bring the third quarter to an end with the Bruins in the lead, 40-21.
That will do it for the third quarter. The fourth and final quarter here at the last regular season game at Bill Brown Stadium sees the Bruins in the lead, 40-21 over the rival Pulaski County Cougars. We'll have your fourth quarter action coming up right after these commercial breaks. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
My name is Kathy Baker, and I have worked for Blacksburg Transit for a little over 5.5 years. I myself is what might be termed an empty nester. My children have moved out of the house, gone off to college, so it's a great opportunity for me to provide a second income in our household. It gives me something to do during the daytime. You know, BT is fairly flexible in terms of hours, so that it's possible to kind of create your own schedule that will blend in with the other parts of one's life. Yeah, I just think that working at BT is a great job. I work with a great group of people. I really like my job. I like the ability to have the responsibility to take a bus out and be tasked with that responsibility and drive in a safe manner and provide great customer service to our passengers. And it's a lot of fun.
Blacksburg with the football on the 15-yard line of Pulaski. 2nd and 10. The Bruins want to get on the board once more, and they are knocking at the door. Snap back. Johnson hands off to Beck. Beck rumbling, tumbling, bumbling for a gain of about 2 yards there. He got brought down there by number 66, Minnick. And man, that 280-pound frame, that takes up a lot right there in the middle of that line.
Yeah, he's doing a good job right there. Tough sledding right there for Colton Beck. Not a lot of room to move. Brings up a third and manageable 4 yards here for the Bruins.
John Minnick.
You know, we've talked about how big that this Pulaski County line is, but you look at this Bruin line, and they got some big bodies up front too. Beck motions to the left. Johnson gets a snap, hands it off to Beck. Beck, there he goes. Nobody's going to touch him. The Beck Express into the end zone for a Blacksburg physical therapy touchdown. Blacksburg takes a 46-21 lead, and Beck is in the end zone again. How about the Bruins?
Oh, I tell you what, that was pretty, and just as I said, it was tough sledding for Colton. That offensive line opened up a little crease for him, and that's all that he needs, and he finds his way into pay dirt right there, and actually sort of used the umpire as a shield. The Pulaski defender was coming towards him, and he just sort of slid right by him.
When you got guys like Davis Roberson on senior night, and you got guys like Matt Elliott on senior night, Jacob Mullins, Chase Orndorff, that makes things a lot easier. The snap is bad, and it's over the head of Wise. The ball rolls all the way back to the 35-yard line. Wise just throws it up, trying to make something happen, and the point after attempt is no good. 46-21 is your score here at Bill Brown Stadium, and that's the second bad snap for this Bruins team. You mentioned a little bit earlier that the ground conditions were a little wet. It's been wet here a little bit this week.
Well, you know, there's so much crucial items that go into an extra point, a field goal. Everything's got to be just right. It's not just the kick. The snap's got to be perfect. The hold's got to be perfect, and then you got to kick the ball. And everybody's got a responsibility, plus the line's got to block. And in that particular case there, the snap got a little bit high, got away, and rolled back. And unfortunately, like you said, that's the second time in this game we've had that situation occur.
How was that drive summary there, Frank?
Well, I don't have the drive summary ready, but I do have some stats right here. As the Cougars and Bruins both have 15 first downs apiece, 54 plays for the Cougars with a total of 219 yards, 29 plays for the Bruins with 393, 28-15 for the Cougars on passing.
Camden Wise takes the field for Blacksburg. The kickoff after the 13-yard touchdown run by Cole Beck. Back deep to receive for Pulaski. Number 1, Kellen Dalton. And number 7, E.J. Horton.
Take her away, Brady.
That will be Camden Wise with the kick. He has the ball teed up and he's ready. It looks like it's going to be Horton and Dalton back to receive this kick. It is in the air and it is in the hands of Dalton. Dalton's going to take it here. I believe that is him. He's juking, he's jiving. He slips through a Cole Epperly tackle and he's still up, and I think Epperly got back up to help bring him back down.
I think you're right. He slipped through the first time, and Babcock sort of slowed him down, and then Epperly came through, and that's what you like to see. You don't want to see him give up. You know, if you get knocked down on the ground, you get back up, and that's exactly what Epperly did on that one.
You like to see these players who have these motors and they keep going, and this is a big lead. This is a 25-point lead with 11 minutes and 6 seconds left, and these guys are still playing like it's a 0-0 ball game. That's what you got to love to see if you're this Blacksburg coaching staff.
That's what you want to see. And I tell you what, I got to give a shout out here. Also on the tackle was number 31, Bubby Cole. And we always, Bubby is a fan favorite. He's a team favorite, and anytime I get an opportunity to talk about John Cole, who we call Bubby, that's what we're going to do.
It might be Bubby time soon here in this game. Akers rolls left. He pitches it over to Eves. Eves is going to be stood up there by Tyquest Terry. And, man, he's rolling around. He might be a little injured over there. I think Eves is down.
Yeah, it looks like we were getting ready to try to help him up, and then he motioned that he wants to stay down. He's not exactly sure what happened there, but
injury timeout on the field for an injured Cougar.
But he is still down. Looks like the Pulaski trainers are out there working on him. The Blacksburg defense is making its way back over to the Blacksburg sideline. 10:51 and counting here. In the fourth quarter for the Bruins. The Bruins in the lead, 46-21.
And if you are a player, this might be a little irrelevant, but if you're a player and you're injured, there's no better place to get injured than right in front of your own sideline.
Well, that is true. We definitely hope the young man is okay. It looks like he's in some pain, but it looks like he's getting up now. And I believe he is walking off on his own power. He's walking off pretty gingerly, a little bit slow, but hopefully everything will be okay for that young man, Jasiri Eves. He's had a great game tonight.
Yes, he has, and he's had a good season this year. I mean, he stepped in for Hunter Thomas, the greatest running back statistically ever to play at Pulaski, and he's done a pretty good job. Him and Jalen Allen both have done a great job.
That is correct.
Cougars line up in the gun. Allen to the left after the Eves injury. Akers in the backfield sends the tight end Bradley in motion. Akers with two receivers to his right. He looks to his right. He looks. He's going to fire. He's going to find Dalton. Dalton will get down to about the 47-yard line, and he will be tripped up by Colton Beck.
I tell you what, I mean, that was a good throw right there. I mean, he just sort of thread the needle. This young man, Akers, I mean, he's a good quarterback.
He is, and he's going to be around next year too, and he's without a question going to be the greatest quarterback to ever throw the football at Pulaski County. He's in the gun. He's got a back to his left. Looks like a little bit of a pistol spread formation here. They send Bradley, the tight end, in motion. He will take his stance. Deuce right. Back to pass. Akers looks left. He finds Drew Babcock, and Babcock is going to be brought down by Akers eventually, but wow, I thought that was a wide open E.J. Horton going down the seam, but you know, it found the hands of Drew Babcock, and the Bruins get the ball after a nice pick there by number 11.
Yeah, good job there by Drew Babcock coming up with the ball. You know, we've talked about him a lot, always finding the nose, and you know, I tell you, Drew came in, and they actually had moved him into the position where Van Gilder was.
Blacksburg with the football one more time. 10-18 left in the fourth quarter in the ball game. It's been a fun one here at Bill Brown. 46-21 your score. Blacksburg in control here. Johnston in the backfield. Hudson at the H-back spot. Bubby Cole looks like is your running back. They're going to hand it off to Mitchell as the running back. I only saw the 3. I thought it was a 31, but Mitchell's going to get about 3 yards.
It's a good little pickup right there. You know, you've got a 46-21 lead here. You know, I think that at that time you probably look at keeping Colton Beck over here on the sideline. 9:56 to go. Let Brian Mitchell get some opportunities here with the starting offensive line.
9 minutes, 48 seconds and counting. Johnson in the gun. He hands it off to Mitchell. It's a fake handoff. He throws it. It's in and out of the hands of Tyquest Terry, and that ball is going to hit the turf. And that's a big break for the Bruins because there were about 3 Cougars there that could have made that play on that ball.
Yeah, there really was. Epperly and Terry both were coming in on that slant route right there, so a lot of traffic in there. But they definitely were converging on Tyquest Terry.
Ball remains at the Cougar 24-yard line.
3rd and 8 for the Bruins. 9:43 remains here in the ball game. Have a final score from Marion concerning that Richlands team that Blacksburg played in the 4th week of the season. Marion defeats Richlands 22-18 after a goal line stand. Johnson back to pass. Johnson looks, he fires, he's got a receiver in the end zone. It's Tyquest Terry. It's going to be a touchdown. Blacksburg Bruins. Tyquest time in Blacksburg. It's been Tyquest time for 2 weeks. What a catch by the junior.
Great job right there by Tyquest. Good throw by Grant Johnston, and wonderful job by the offensive line of giving Johnston opportunity to throw the ball there.
9:37 left in this contest. Blacksburg on top 52-21, and it looks like Camden Wise is going to try once more to tee it up and kick it up and good. 9:37 remains. Wise, ball down, kick up, leg through, and it's good. Blacksburg takes a 53-21 lead with 9:37 left in the ball game. We'll be right back with some scores from around the area. Here, you are listening to Blacksburg Football on 105.3 The Bear.
Better up. All in. Better up.
7, E.J. Horton.
To the one, return by one.
Kickoff return.
Kickoff return back to about the 20 for Pulaski. Got a couple of scores here, Brad. Marion defeats Richlands 22-18 on a goal line stand. We were in the process saying that when Blacksburg scored. So Richlands drops to 2-5. Narrows defeats Eastern Montgomery 35-14.
I got a final here. Stanton River over Northside 51-14. Looks like Overstreet will have to wait for the VHSL career rushing record. He had 171 tonight.
That's a big testament to that Northside team because everybody thought he was going to get that tonight. The article in Roanoke Times, they interviewed O.J. Thomason from Byrd, and he was pretty much congratulating him, but a week too early. Akers in the backfield. He's in the gun. He claps. He looks to his left. He's got Deuce left, and he's waiting. Got all the time in the world. He's going to find Braden Blevins, who catches an interesting pass. It looked like it went in the hands of Dalton. It popped back into the hands of Blacksburg's Logan Hudson, and then it popped into the hands of 88 Braden Blevins. And it looked like Cole Epperly got the tackle there.
Yeah, you know, that was a crazy play right there. It looked like it was going to be knocked down. Somehow it batted up, and Blevins ends up coming up with the ball, and then Epperly in on the tackle there. But not before they are able to move the chains and pick up a first down.
Pulaski with the ball on the 36-yard line. They're in the gun. Akers looks back to pass. Akers just trying to pad his stats at this point. He finds 88 on the sideline, but it's going to go through his hands of Blevins and out of bounds.
Yeah, and you know, he was getting some pressure coming from that backside. He's just trying to get rid of that ball a little bit quicker. You know, he's been hit a few times tonight, and that Blacksburg defense is came to play once again.
That Blacksburg defense is dialed up and dialed in, and let me tell you, what they've done to this Pulaski County offense that was very, very good here in this first half, and they put up a lot of points on a lot of folks. This Bruins team, I wouldn't want to face any of these boys going forward. Pulaski in the shotgun. Akers just lets it fly. He's got a receiver. And oh my Lord, what a catch down the seam there. Number 8, Mason Clark, the senior, lays out past the reach of Camden Wise. And man, that did not look like that ball was even going to get there, but what a catch there by the senior Clark.
Well, and I tell you what, you can't have better covers than Camden Wise had there. I mean, he was on his hip. He was running. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. When the receiver turns to look for the ball, that's when you turn and look for the ball. And that's exactly what Camden did. But unbelievable laying out catch there by number 8. Like you said, the senior, Mason Clark. Terrific throw once again by Akers.
This trio of Pulaski receivers is a group that a lot of folks would like to have. Handoff to Nowlin. Nowlin will get a few yards, not many. But I think he probably got back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
Yeah, it looks like Babcock was in on a tackle there.
8:20 and counting here for the Cougars. They look to the sideline. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Blacksburg has 3, and they're taking a lot of time right here. I don't know what the deal is. There's an official congregation meeting here on the 20-yard line. 8:12 left in this ball game, and looks like Bubby Cole's running onto the field.
Yep.
I'm not sure what it is. What do we call that? Personal foul.
They're going to call a personal foul on Blacksburg. Did not really see what happened there. Did you get a chance to see that?
Not exactly sure.
Anyway, the Cougars get 15 yards. That's going to put them on the 11.
First down.
First down for Pulaski. 8:12 remains in the ball game here at Bill Brown Stadium on senior night. And you know, folks, you really can't say enough about these seniors. You look down
for the Cougars will be the 11-yard line of the Bruins.
And Van Gilder and Elliott and Davis Roberson, they've done a lot for this program. Akers gets the snap. He's rolling right. He gives a shovel pass to Nallon. He's going to be gobbled up in the backfield by number 81, Donald Norris. What a tackle there to lose 4 yards, pushing the Cougars back to the 15.
Great job by Donald Norris. Boy, he's closing in and looking good there.
A loss on the play.
A loss on the play. This Bruins defense flying around, and if you're Brandon Compton, you got to be enjoying this. 7:33 remains in the ball game here. It looks like number 21, Jared Madigan, another senior, will take the field, and off comes number 44, Logan Hudson. We'll probably see the majority of these seniors on the field probably the rest of the game here, Brad.
Yeah, I believe you're exactly right.
Akers in the gun. Number 10, Nallon to his left. He's going to hand it off to Nallon. Nallon's going to bustle and hustle down to the 2-yard line. What a bolt of speed there by Nallon.
Yeah, it looked like it's a good-looking run right there. I was able to tackle him right at about the 1.
6:56 remains. Pulaski just trying to make the score look not as bad as it really is here. This has been all Blacksburg since the second quarter. And, man, this Blacksburg team, that has been a very impressive game tonight played by them. Blacksburg will try to stop this Cougar defense. It is offense, pardon me. This is 3rd and 1 on the 2. Akers in the gun once more. Nallon to his left, and they fumble the snap, and Akers is going to just walk into the end zone, and he gets leveled by number 41, Darius Norris, and they're going to call a foul, personal foul, late hit there in the end zone. But, man, that was a big hit there on Akers.
Yes, it was.
6:25 left in the ball game. Pulaski cuts into the lead. It is now 53-27, and number 22 Ryan Castle is going to be on to kick the point after attempt.
Penalty will be against the Bruins. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike
penalty will be
conduct is
assessed
the
on the
call.
kickoff.
That will be assessed on the kickoff. 6:25 left.
Number 22, Ryan Castle on the field to attempt the point after on the
your
hold.
score.
Number 8, Mason
Castle
Clark.
will kick the extra point. Number 8, Mason Clark will hold. Kick is up. Kick is through the uprights and good. Pulaski cuts into this Blacksburg lead. It is 53-28.
What a game.
What a game here at Bill Brown Stadium. We're going to pay some bills. You are listening to 105.3 The Bear.
Pulaski County.
My name is Frankie Mentor. I've been with BT for approximately 1 year now. Blacksburg Transit is the ideal job for any student because we are very willing to work with everyone's schedule. The pay rate is better than anything else you're going to find in and around campus. The training department is excellent here. You go through very in-depth training. It's a lot of fun. The people here are great. Like I said, the training staff is awesome. Everybody that works here that I know is just awesome. With Blacksburg Transit being such a large part of the infrastructure and for the town and for Virginia Tech, it feels good to be part of something that makes you feel like you're making a difference. I think students who drive a bus during their college career, I feel like will look back on the memories that they experienced during driving a bus and smile on them, you know.
6:25 remains here in the ball game, folks. 53-28, Blacksburg leading. Castle will kick off from the Blacksburg 45, and this should easily go through the back of the end zone, and it does. Touchback. Blacksburg will bring the ball up to the 20 to get this drive started here in the fourth quarter.
Well, I actually thought that we'd see an onside kick right there with the way the field position was, but.
Yeah.
Ball come out to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with that, too. What do you got to lose? You're down by close to 30 points here, and with that good field position, I mean, you're going to put your defense in a good spot either way, but they kicked it out of the end zone, and Blacksburg's going to get the ball back, and looks like Luke Goforth's going to take the helm here at quarterback, and it's going to be Bubby Cole lined up to his right as the tailback, and it's going to be a lot of new names here for this Bruins team.
People moved out of town.
Goforth will line up in the gun. Looks like we're going to have a late substitution here for the Bruins. 63, Ryan Castle, the sophomore, will get in and take his spot. Goforth awaits the snap, handoff to Cole. Cole's busting a few tackles. He breaks about 2 or 3. He's still going, folks, and he's down to the 24-yard line. He gets hit by number 31. Make that number 34, pardon me. Number 34 is
quarterback
still
number
not listed
5,
on the
Luke
roster.
Goforth, number 31, John Cole.
But nice little 4-yard gain there by John Cole. 3 yards in the cloud of dust type run.
Good hard run right there, that's for sure.
5 minutes, 57 seconds remain. And this Blacksburg team, you know, Brad, this was really, I mean, you got to play every game, but this was really the last tough test of the regular season. You know, Hidden Valley and Christiansburg are playing over there tonight at Christiansburg, and both teams did not have a win going into that game, but it looks like Hidden Valley's leading pretty good as Cole takes the carry up. Looks like he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tackled by a host of Cougars. But, you know, next time that we're going to be here at Bill Brown Stadium, it's going to be really exciting. Blacksburg making a pretty good push toward the playoffs. It's all but established that they're going to be a top 2 seed.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what the score of EC Glass and Jefferson Forest is tonight, but that's a key game as well, and you know that could drop EC Glass.
That absolutely could, and we'll try to find that and let you guys know, because that is like Brad said, that's a big game. Goforth will line up in the shotgun once more. Bubby Cole to his right. He looks to the sideline, gets a call, and trips to his right. Goforth back to pass. He looks left. He looks for Thomas Coffey. Coffey tries to haul it in. One-handed. 34 is going to be on the coverage there for Pulaski.
Number 88, Thomas Coffey.
Looks like that's going to bring Camden Wise in for the punt.
Camden Wise, his first punt of the night, I do believe. We've not called that number. 4:47 left in the ball game. 53-28, the score in favor of the Bruins. It looks like number 8, Mason Clark, is going to be your punt returner here. 53-28, your score. Wise gets the snap. He punts. It's a line drive type kick. And it's going to take a Blacksburg bounce, and it will be down at the 43-yard line of Pulaski. Pulaski will take over with 4:43 remaining in the ball game. And you know, Brad, it is senior night, a lot of emotions, and when you win a game on senior night this big, I mean, you know these kids, you've known them their entire lives. Just what does this say about these kids? I mean, we've talked about how they just don't quit, and they keep putting the hammer down, and they've done that here tonight.
Well, it's unbelievable. And, you know, the first thing that comes to my mind is I can't believe they're seniors. You know, I look at my son Cole, I can't believe he's a junior. And it's just unbelievable to me. But, boy, it sure is great to see them and how they've grown over the years.
17 is the ball carrier, Devin Thornton for Pulaski. It looks like Dalton is in at quarterback for Pulaski. Akers nice to be done. And, man, Akers was as good as advertised tonight. That just shows how good this Blacksburg defense really is.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job there. Looks like Shane Mitchum coming in, as well as Parker White for the Bruins.
Gain of 1 on the play.
A lot of new faces on defense for Blacksburg. Ryan Stanley is also out there, number 15. Cougars send a man in motion. 1 gets the snap. Dalton, he hands it off to Thornton. Thornton will get around the corner, and he's going to be tackled by number 42. I believe that is Ben Roethlisberger. This Ben Roethlisberger did not throw 5 interceptions in Jacksonville last weekend. But this guy will get a tackle here as the clock winds. It's 3rd and 3 for the Cougars.
Yeah, you know, this is good for the Cougars. They're actually getting Keelan Dalton in. He's the backup quarterback, getting him some reps there at that quarterback position. Just got an update. Looks like EC Glass is leading Jefferson Forest 57-36.
Thank you, Mr. Mark Fout, for that scoreboard update. Handoff to 17 Thornton once more. 3:19 left in the game, and the Cougars are stopped once more by this Bruins defense, a lot younger version of the Bruins defense.
Yeah, that was a dynamic duo right there. Number 31, Bubby Cole, as well as number 52, Parker White, in on the tackle there.
And you got to think this is 4-down
Bring up
territory for
4th down and
Pulaski
2
at
for
this
the
point.
Cougars.
2nd
The ball
down,
spotted
4th
at
down
the
and 2.
48-yard
It's
line.
2:54 left in the ball game. 53-28 your score. We appreciate you spent your Friday night with us if you are listening. It's 4th and 2. Pulaski in the gun. They send a man in motion. He hands it off. Dalton hands it off, and he's going to be gobbled up in the backfield. I believe that was number 80.
Actually, it's 31, Bubby Cole again.
80 Dylan Arms on the carry, 31 Bubby Cole on the tackle. 2:38 left in this ball game, and Blacksburg will get the ball once more. And Bubby Cole's name under the PA here to a roar from this crowd, and that says a lot about that kid right there. A lot of folks like him. 2:39 left in the ball game. Go forth. Will be your quarterback once more. Coffee in the game as well. And you look, there's a lot of new faces in for Blacksburg. Mitchell Branscombe is on the field. Number 58 is your left tackle. Blacksburg with trips to the right, Coffee to the left. Goforth's going to look over to the right. He's going to find number 21, Jared Madigan, the senior, and he's going to go up the field before he gets brought down by number 6. Number 6 is Connor Martin. We've called his number a lot tonight. 71, Shane Mitchum on the field. Number 78, Ethan Krickenberger is also on the field for Blacksburg. And Chaz Sheeler, who also, he took a kick return to the house tonight, and he's out there on the field too.
42-yard line.
What a ball game here, folks. 53-28 to show that this Blacksburg team, if you didn't know already, they are for real. Go forth. Barking signals around. He's got trips to his left. Madigan, Stanlin, and Sheeler. And he's got Bubby Cole to his right. Go forth. Gets the snap, hands off to Cole. Cole hits the hole with a head of steam, but he's going to be brought down by a host of Pulaski County Cougars. Ben Arnett was leading the charge there for Pulaski.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he was able to pick up the first down there or not. Looks like he might be just a little bit shy.
3rd down and 1 here for Blacksburg. 1:31 remains in the ball game.
You want to be able to pick up a first down right here if you're the Bruins.
Go forth, eludes a tackler. He's pointing directions. He's going to tuck it and run. He's going to get the first down, and he's going to get more before he's pushed out of bounds by Matt Quick, number 45.
Good job there by Luke Goforth. The pressure came from the backside. He felt it. He sort of spun around there and went back over to his right-hand side, and down the sideline he went, just enough to not only pick up a first down, but to pick up some additional yardage.
53-28 your score, a minute 14 left. Go forth, who has came in the last 2 games and made his presence felt right away. 1:14 left in this ball game. It has been a fun one tonight, folks, in the battle of the 2 of the New River Valley's finest. Cole with the ball once more. He's rumbling, he's bumbling, and he's tumbling forward for a gain of about 4 or 5.
Good hard run right there by Bubby Cole. Wonderful job by that offensive line up front. You like to see them getting after it and opening up those holes.
53 seconds left, and you could about say that there will be 1, maybe 2 more plays. I'm going to guess there's going to be 1, and this might be the last one, as Stanlin, as well as number 21 Madigan, stand over to the left.
31 again.
31 again on the run. Cole, he lunges forward, and that might be the ball game right here, folks. 2 more ticks, and that's going to do it. Blacksburg will win this ball game 53-28 in a battle of 2 of Region 4D's best. Wow, what a game, Brad.
Oh, great game. Absolutely great game by these Bruins. There were some times throughout this game we didn't look real crisp, though. The penalties we've got to get rid of. We've had a couple personal foul penalties. We had some offside penalties. Some of those things we got to get cleaned up. But nevertheless, it's always good to see your team in the win column and having more points than the opposing team.